Keep all the loot.
Let's salute the mage tower.
I don't know, but let's go find.
Yeah, Killdrak's tower. Killdrak's not here, so whatever you guys find in his tower.
I
Um,
mean, I'm down to go to the tower still. I don't care. I'm here for the ride.
it's not going to be a big deal. Um, let's see here. Previously, so last week, previously in the GodBreaking, you guys, having settled the calamity inside the dwarven nation of Cragland, and expelled or slain the demon that was dominating the mind of the king. You guys spent the last session consolidating your resources, choosing rewards from the dwarven treasury. You went back to Euphemia. You went back to Westvane real quick and dropped in to shop at Caliota von Cecile's shop, and then you guys decided on what you wanted to do next, and you chose to head north. So here is the map. You guys are in Vortum right now, obviously, and you guys have decided to head north towards Syndalar and towards Killdrak's mage tower, which is right around there, or call it there. His childhood mage tower. You guys had a special request from Modron, or his aspect, his mortal aspect, Darusir. You asked him to construct for you a fortress, a moving fortress, and after some time, he was able to piece this thing together. So you guys had this massive moving fortress, and I'm going to retcon a couple of the details. So what it is it still looks the same. It's a massive fortress built on the back of an enlarged, basically, apparatus of Qualish. Those two objects, the fortress and the apparatus, have been merged together, fused together almost seamlessly. So it's a large, tall tower on the back of this massive mechanical crab, basically. The whole thing, in general, is a couple 100 feet tall. It's quite tall, quite large, and it lumbers across the countryside, in large strides. It is at full speed. It can go fairly quickly, as fast as a riding horse, basically. It is very sturdy, has a lot of defensive features to it. The inside is honeycombed with rooms and large things that would be indicative of a fortress. It's not exactly extravagant. It's not a keep or a castle. It's a fortress, mostly functional and defensive in nature, but it does have some basic amenities to it. It is summoned, and it doesn't shrink anymore. So I'm retconning what I said last week. You don't throw it out and summon it like a Pokeball anymore. Basically, what you do is whoever has the device, the small token that Modron gave you, can hold it and utter the words of power, which, since we don't have anything better yet, are still it's morphin time. And the apparatus will be summoned from where it was basically it last was. It'll come hurtling out of the ground somewhere, or it'll burst out of a mountain, Voltron style, from its hiding place. It'll basically come hurtling down and land near you. Depending on how far away you are, it might take a little bit longer to arrive than normal, but it basically moves very quickly. It comes shooting out of where it is and just comes landing near where you are. Okay? And then when you dismiss it, it returns back to its cave, its hiding place.
All right.
And right now, that hiding place is within the country of Cragland. In the mountains of Cragland. So, like, right there is where its hiding place is. Alright. As you guys kind of say your goodbyes from Vortum, you connect with Prince Darius and Quigley and all your allies in the last battle. There are some exchanges of pleasantries. You guys basically acknowledge the now 2 very large scale battles that you have both participated in together. The first one being Ejek, the Ashen King, and then the second one being Celise, the Blood Herald. You guys are growing quite the bond it's a war-forged bond. But after it's all said and done, Darius and Quigley return. They take their leave and they start heading back towards Ospium. Cairn, on the other hand, he sends off his blood hunters, the ones that were with him. There's other things to do. There's a lot of moving parts around the continent, and the blood hunters are employed and tasked by different organizations to do lots of different things. But Cairn decides he will travel with you for the time being. And I think that takes care of everybody. The Sigmas stay in the country. Tigron himself, Sigma number 1, is especially grateful. Grateful to you guys for your participation, grateful for all that you've done. And he says that you guys are forever welcome in Vortum and in Cragland. And he issues you guys a Writ of Passage. So basically, as you travel within the boundaries, within the borders of Cragland, you are to go unharmed and unchallenged, and that people are supposed to are by royal decree ordered to welcome you and to help you as best as they're able. Okay. So that's where you guys are. What do you want to do?
Well, Damos thinks we gotta keep going north unless there's anything else people want to pick up real fast. I'm assuming we picked up enough food and all that type of crap.
Yeah, you did your shopping, right, Damos? You got all the potions and stuff?
Yep.
Okay. Are they in your inventory or are they in the party inventory?
I threw them in my inventory. I can throw. I got
That's fine.
You said 5 of each, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I have them right now. I'll just give them out whenever somebody wants one.
Okay. So you got potions of healing. What else?
I just got potions of healing and antitoxin. I forgot there's really not that much in the regular buying stuff guide.
Okay.
I would like to buy some greater healing potions.
Yeah.
I just didn't know the cost.
I'll toss you 5 of those as well. They're 500 apiece.
500. All right, I'll take it out.
I'll give Sigma 3 a special goodbye.
Oh yeah? What are you doing?
Whatever dwarves like to do.
Well, you went traveling with her, and she has grown newfound respect for the elves, whereas before she was outright hostile to you. She's now probably a more neutral. I guess in this campaign there's an enmity between dwarves and elves a little. So.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna talk to Light
A midget elf.
when I get the chance.
Okay. Oh yeah, so Light is accompanying you. He'll come up and say, "Ah, my lady, how might I help thee?"
I was just wondering if you made a decision on your loyalties. As you see, we've freed a nation from the grasp of a demon, even though they didn't even know, and they considered us, the bad guys for a while.
He says, "Forsooth, I have seen thine valor. I will continue my observations, and I will continue to travel alongside thee. And thou might rest assured, if I am needed, I shall reply and I shall respond."
Did you like the armor, by the way?
He kind of flexes a little bit, and he rolls around. He's got various plates that have been molded to his form, as Kildrak has basically amplified this special barding for him. It doesn't cover his whole body, but it's in strategic spots, classic weak spots on dragon anatomy. He says, "It hinders slightly. I will have to become accustomed to moving in it, but it is fashionable. I approve." Okay. So he's going to continue to move along with you guys, and he's respectful. He's more respectful of you than he was before, having seen your virtue and what you guys have done.
I'm gonna mount up and ride him.
Okay. So let's see, Deimos, you guys bought animals. What did you get, Deimos? You got a
Rhino.
rhino. Ellen, what did you get? An elephant?
I didn't get one.
You get one? All right. Well,
He can fly. He doesn't need
that's
shit.
right.
Now, can I really quickly go to a crafter somewhere and get that whip thing I took from that Sigma 4 guy turned into a cool, sexy belt?
Belt? Yeah.
Yeah, war trophy.
Yeah, absolutely. You take the
Alright,
head
sweet.
on it, which had a rough skewn kind of insignia just like scratched into it. You remove that part of it, and just the noticeable parts of it. The chain, you kind of, it wraps around. So the insignia will be the buckle, and the chain that was attached to this jagged head becomes the belt itself.
Sweet. Deimos is a new idea instead of collecting heads.
What? You collect bling, swag.
Collect bling and swag.
There you go. Okay.
I'm gonna whisper to Light. By the way, I hear goat tastes really good.
Wait, Alwyn, did you make yourself a midget elf?
Ellen, are you trying to put the moves on Sigma 3?
I'm gonna bless him.
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to the Sigma 3 and I'm gonna just talk Elwyn up.
Okay. What are you saying about him?
I'll be like, man, that Elwyn guy, I mean, he's like top breed of that elf stock. People wouldn't even think he's an elf. He's more like he's like half dragon. Like he's almost like a mythical gosh damn creature. And I'm just gonna say random things like that. I'm gonna make up some stories about this time where he threw me to the like he can beat me in a wrestling contest, and I'll be like, this crazy shit, unbelievable stuff. But I'm totally gonna try to pass it off as when I do this. Deimos remembers he has a spell which can make him have advantage on these type of charisma things. And I'm blessing myself with everything I'm doing. I have a towel with me to wipe away my cold sweat, so she doesn't notice I'm lying as much. And I'm really talking him up.
Okay. Can you guys see the picture of her? I shared it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would have been using my newfound power of Draconic Presence.
I was like, sometimes if you make him mad, you don't want to see him when he's angry. Like he's scary.
All right. Her real name is Eloise. Okay. All right. So Deimos, so you're there. You accompany her, and as you're regaling her with these tales of Elwyn's grandeur and his power. Elwyn, you said you're using your Draconic Presence to kind of like puff yourself up a little bit.
Yeah.
She is absolutely respectful of dragons. You can see she has like a dragon type pauldron, on her shoulder. So you guys. All right, Deimos, roll this persuasion check. How are you going to do this?
All right. Well, after talking him up, I already have that. Let me figure it out. That one thing cast on myself, that enhance bullshitting spell. So I have that on me. I have guidance on me. I'm like totally asking Tempest because I know my scrawny buddy here needs as much help as he can get.
Okay.
And then I'm like looking at you feet me. I'm hoping she's like cheering me on and giving me a thumbs up. And yeah.
I'm just shaking my head like,
I ask her to play a tune as I tell the epic tales for some bardic inspiration.
You're gonna fail badly. We fail at this. Suck.
So is that a song that you're singing into him or no?
No.
Okay. So Deimos, you have enhance ability on charisma, right?
Yep.
Wait, what is he trying to do?
He's trying to persuade her to look on Elwyn more favorably.
I want to see
Okay,
what a midget
fine.
dwarf looks like. I mean, a midget elf looks like. It'd be like the biggest,
Fine.
beefiest, shortest elf
He gets
ever.
bardic inspiration.
I wonder
You,
what.
even my sucky ass song is good enough to inspire him.
Okay.
Yep, it's got to be the greatest thing ever.
Okay. All right. So wait, enhance ability gives you advantage on a check, or what does it do?
It'll give me advantage on the charisma part of it. It's there's like an enhance ability for like every single type
Yeah,
of stat,
yeah.
pretty much.
Eagle Splendor. The target has advantage on charisma checks.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, burn the
Oof.
spell slot. So.
Yep.
All right. So you're gonna make a. So you have guidance. You have bardic inspiration. You're making a persuasion check with advantage.
Whoo, guys, this is gonna be difficult. Wait for it. What do I get? Do I get to add something? What's it? A D12 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yes.
So the
The worst
inspiration.
talker ever.
The inspiration was as much as all your other stuff put together. You had a 12
I really
plus a
give
12.
Euphemius a thumbs up as she's totally making my stuff seem believable.
So what happens is you're up there. You're kind of just hanging out with her. You're just trying to spin this yarn, and you're fumbling over your words a little bit, and all this stuff, and it's really kind of just like a little bit awkward and creepy. And she's just kind of giving you this weird look. But then Euphemia comes along and says, just
Don't put this on me.
a couple small things, right? And for some reason, oh no, she comes up and she says, Damo, she's like, he's not quite as stupid as he sounds at this moment, right? And just it's just enough to like ease her a little bit that you're not just complete bumbling idiot. So she kind of nods a little bit. She says, "Well, I've always had a soft spot for dragons. Quite interesting, and he does fly. I've never seen a creature, a mortal that could fly before."
I'm just gonna fly away after she says that.
She gasps a little bit, and she shakes her head and she says, "Aye, the removal of Emeraldine has changed things in this world quite a bit." Okay. So Elwyn, she kind of comes over to you and she says, "I've heard tale of your mighty deeds. She says, and I know you're off on an adventure. I wish you well. And mayhaps if you ever come through Vortum again, you and we might have a conversation and be able to share some stories."
I would love that.
Hi,
I give her a smile and a wink.
she says. "I'm Eloise."
Honored to meet you. To know
I'm
your
surprised-
real name.
I'm surprised no one uttered the words that he actually has 3 staffs, not just 2.
Whoa. Damos is an adult.
Oh, and I can cast Enlarge Reduce for free without
Oh, we're gonna need that. I'll cast enhanced ability on
spending
you
any
too.
spell levels. Like for free.
Oh
This
man,
is so going on YouTube. Yay.
this is going on YouTube. You realize she's like 4 foot tall, right? Maybe 4 and like 3 inches.
You're gigantic,
You
Elwyn.
can take it.
You're huge.
He doesn't get to be a Sigma for nothing.
Okay.
She can handle 2 large axes. She can handle a staff.
How many times can we cast enlarge?
Unlimited without spending any spell slots.
You can't stack it though, right?
No, you can't stack it.
I got a potion of growth.
So she says to you, she holds up her battle axe and she says, "Now, I'll be going about the business of seeing if I can get these here enchanted. Now that magic is legal.
Yeah, you can do that.
Do you have any advice, perhaps, on what I might do to them? I'm not quite accustomed to the ways of magic."
Well, there are a few things. I am very fond of fire.
Aye.
So, you know what? I have a contact somewhere else. Let me see if I can get you some enchantments for at least one of your axes when I come back.
She smiles. She says, "I'll be looking forward to it."
I will.
Does Damos over here, she needs stuff enchanted?
Are you hanging around? Yeah, you get what, 23 perception. Yeah.
Yeah. You
And
see Deimos is bolting over, passing through people, waving just like this like little sign of tempest in the air, and my fancy gloves and how they punch stuff with fiery crap. And I start just talking to her about Tempest and how beastly he is and how he can give her beastly cool shit.
Okay.
I'm gonna swing my sword, and his whole sign is gonna like chop in half.
I will block it and carry Euphemia with me.
I
I'm
was
gonna do
behind you,
squats
you
as
didn't
I
know
run
it was
up
coming.
there.
It is a
attack.
Vorpal sword. Elwin, what are you doing?
I'm gonna do my Draconic Presence, the charm one.
Okay, as an action, blah blah blah. So she has to make a Wisdom saving throw against your DC, or be
Everybody
charmed.
within 60 feet of me.
Okay, all right.
Wait, who are we casting this on?
He's casting on everybody.
Everybody.
He's basically just flexing his draconic might. Let's see, where's
24.
Holy shit. What's the save?
It's
Wisdom's 24.
Holy
charm?
shit.
yes.
I'm immune.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Are
give
you,
him the finger.
you're immune?
I think
Yeah.
you have advantage on the save.
Yeah,
I'm
elves.
immune to charm, I think.
Elves have advantage.
It's advantage. NPCs.
Yeah, advantage. Okay.
So actually, I go and pull up her character sheet. Okay, here's her character sheet. Wisdom. She has no specific advantage on wisdom. So here we go.
Damn, she's charmed. Made it. Deimos just keeps running like nothing
what
happened.
is this?
This
What
is
am I rolling?
wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Wisdom.
Okay.
And I pick up Euphemia along the way and keep doing squats with her.
All right. So Euphemia, as Deimos picks you up and starts moving away, you're all of a sudden just like you see Elwin. You look over at
What?
Elwin, and as Elwin
I got
is,
18.
I know
Fuck
it's
you.
24.
Fuck that!
You
Asshole.
just you're just really taken in with his charismatic presence at the
You
moment.
lovely asshole.
As Davis is carrying you away. Elwin, she rolled a natural 1. She blushes a little bit.
If you
Going
go
in
Mardi
for the
Gras on me,
kill.
you're gonna
I
get
can't believe she
freaking-
rolled a natural 1. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I signed up for a campaign, nothing R-rated.
It's not gonna be R-rated.
I'm gonna go in for the kiss before we leave.
Okay. All right.
Well, yeah, I guess
All right,
Killjoy
all right.
did go whoring one day.
How fast
so I
is
guess it's not
Deimos,
that
and how
bad.
far away are they?
You were about maybe 30 feet away when it happened, so you picked Euphemia up and you're full moving away, or whatever you're
Alright, let
doing.
me see something real fast. Alright. It says my push, lift, and drag is 720 pounds.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
At full strength, powering myself up. How fast can I chuck Euphemia as a javelin? Try to throw her head first into Elwin to intercept the
I'm
kiss.
trying
From 60
with
feet
him,
away.
Not with you.
Like
Someone
I'm charging
start
full
hitting
speed
you,
ahead.
and I'm just gonna beat the fuck out of him. I let you pick me up.
And Deimos knows that like she just tried to hit him with her sword. And he knows the thing that can hurt Euphemia the most isn't stabbing her or punching her.
Okay.
It's
I'm going to
humiliation.
use my spell, my sword dance.
You're charmed.
It has nothing to do with you. I can kill you. I just doing it to impress Ellen.
Yeah, but you're just looking into his eyes and you're in shock.
That's not how it works.
And then as he does that,
Tom is not disabled.
Deimos cast his super Deimos mode.
Uh-huh. Super Deimos mode was... Which one is this? This is, Oops. Oh, crap. My fantasy
Oops,
grounds just
I-
crashed. I think I tried to open up your
Who?
Super Deimos or whatever that was, and it crashed my game.
It's just too powerful.
Here, let me start up again.
That means we all crashed.
Yeah. What was the thing you just did with Super Deimos? What
It's
was it?
pretty much just my 8th level spell. It's pretty much like the haste spell, except it gives me strength instead of dex, and it does not require concentration.
Okay, that's right. And you're gonna try to throw Euphemia at Elwin from
Yes.
60 feet away. You're going to, and she's resisting. If you're throwing her, she's gonna get an attack in. She's gonna attack you.
Is she gonna try to really attack me?
If you try to
Because
throw
I
me,
think I can knock her
yeah.
farther with my 100 gold piece punch.
All right, it's back up.
I think mine crashed.
You got to
completely.
yeah, you have to close your program and start it up again.
Yeah, but it's not responding. And trying to do other things.
All right, so Elwin, while Deimos is running away, and they are, you basically look over and you see Deimos and Euphemia just like collapse in a pile, just like cat fighting, just like she's trying to pull her sword out and swing it at him. He's trying to like press her over his head and double-handed throw her at you. What are you doing?
So nothing new. It's
Yeah, it's pretty much what typically goes on every day.
Typical Friday.
I'm gonna lean in for the kiss. I'm really not paying. I pay it no heed since this happens all the time.
Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna have you do, once everyone gets connected back in, is I'm gonna have you roll for intensity of the kiss. All right. So this is straight D20, no modifiers. She is at this very moment with your draconic presence just kind of just like rolling over with awe and charisma, and everyone around you is just kind of like within 60 feet. There's a good 5 or 10 other people in the area, and they're just all just kind of like they just all notice, and they're all looking at you, and they're like, oh, and there's some whispers, oh, that's the hero of our country, that kind of stuff. 1 second here. You need Book of Lost Spells and Player's Guide.
So I'm just making sure I'm not all legged up. Okay, there we go.
Okay. Alright. So, Elwin, go ahead and roll me a straight D20. Okay.
I'm still
Can
not
I
in.
use
No,
gonna-
there's no modifiers. Oh, wait, what are you going to try to do?
lucky?
Oh.
My luck point?
Oh. My fantasy grounds crashed again. I think it's those books.
Yeah. Do you have to have them open?
No, let me close those. Crap. Alright. One more time, here we go.
That's weird, because I bought them from the Fantasy Grounds store.
Yeah, but I think basically, like, it has to do.
Fantasy ground sucks.
I should probably clear my cache. I probably should clear my cache real quick.
Oh, that's the way I am. My game has been going for like a year almost,
Uh-huh.
and I haven't erased any pictures or anything.
Oh, am I crashing again? I am.
Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah,
crash.
I'm waiting a sec.
Oh, I was lost.
Alright. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Alright, so you rolled an 11. You wanted to luck it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can choose which one, right? From the two rolls?
Yeah, from the 2 rolls you can choose. Do you happen to have a real D20 there with you?
No. Not here, close to my desk.
Yeah, you do. Oh, look, you just rolled a 20.
No.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, make
I
it
have an
believable.
app on my
17.
Okay, yeah, roll it on your app.
You can Google dice roller.
D and Dice, that's what it's called.
Is the server back up?
It is back up.
Oh, I'll just roll it on here.
I'm gonna close a couple of these extra add-ons and stuff. Okay.
Huh, it's not reconnecting.
Can you guys get in?
No, it won't
Yeah, it's loading.
reconnect.
I don't see you guys as being connecting.
I had to control kill again.
Nothing?
Cannot connect to host.
What is going
Let me
on?
check. Is your alias still working?
I'm trying to connect through the IP.
Ah.
So am I.
Yeah, I don't see you guys at all. Here, let me try one more
Yeah,
time.
could not connect.
Okay, let's try this again. Load campaign, GodBreaking, run tests. Alias says it is working. So here, let me start up Fantasy Grounds one more time.
Dwarven or half-elf, whatever the fuck she is, love is not in your future.
I know the game is like,
Let's check from an updater. Sometimes that fixes my crap.
well, I've never had Fantasy Grounds crash like this on me.
Yeah, the server thing might just be funky right now.
I rolled a 15 on
20.
the thing.
20.
All right. All right. So what does a 15 out of 20 kiss look like to you?
Like 75% good.
All right.
A
There's
little too much time.
I think you put
Okay,
10
Euphemia,
as
I see.
the average.
Euphemia, I see you coming in. All right. So you move in. There's definitely passion and heat behind it, and you feel it reciprocated, Elwyn. It goes. It's a good solid. It's not a forever kind of passionate kiss. It's more like it's a good solid 6 second deal. You know, enough to be attention getting, enough to mean something, but not enough to be leading elsewhere.
That's what I was looking for.
All right. You pull away. You see that she's a little flushed, and she smiles at you and she says, "You better have those enchantments when you return. I'll be waiting."
I will. I'm gonna turn and walk towards these guys. Did he get to throw Euphemia?
Okay, now
Whatever
we're
reason
gonna
he
see in
wanted
a
to?
second.
Yeah, we got to resolve
I don't-
Euphemia and Deimos' thing.
I want to see what happens with that.
All right. As soon as you finish that exchange with
I'm waiting for my character.
with Eloise.
Hello.
Yeah, give it a second. Euphemia and Deimos. So, Euphemia, Deimos is trying to throw you. What are you doing? Are you trying to? You get a response action, and the two things are basically going to go off at the same time. So, Euphemia, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna fight him to try to put me down without throwing me.
Okay, so you're going to try to
Obviously.
you're going to try to contest at athletics against them.
Can't I do like acrobatics since I'm more, that's my style?
Yeah, you can go your acrobatics against his athletics.
That is what I'll do.
Okay.
So give me a minute. I have to. Oops. Come on, you piece of shit.
What did you just do? What was that right there? Did you just try to do something?
No, I'm trying to move the chat window and copying the text and repasting it automatically instead of moving.
Did someone just try to do something? Because my game crashed again right there.
I
What?
see on the chat window thingy, I see Euphemia, remove effect tag v1.1.4 for FG2. Roll set copyright 2015. Might work, CSA.
Yeah, what was that you're copying, Euphemia?
I wasn't. I was trying to move the chat window.
I think
To
I've
resize.
seen stuff like this before. We might just have to try not to click on anything until all of our stuff's up for like 5 or 10 seconds. Sometimes the server gets like a mini overload thing. It just crashes.
Remove effect tag. This is okay. So maybe this.
I wasn't doing that during the first two crashes.
Okay, remove effect tag. I'm gonna try one more time. I'm gonna load this up. I'm gonna disable a bunch of these modules that I have, or these add-ons that I don't use anyway.
Yeah. I downloaded a bunch of them. I never use them. Like, I tried to use the layer one, but I could never get it to work right. So I just
Yeah, the layer one is kind of frustrating. Alright, so I'm turning off a bunch of stuff. Not everything. I should probably try to update some of these. There've been like a bunch of Fantasy Ground upgrades recently. But it's so annoying to have to go search through these forums and try to find these add-ons.
I know you guys keep making fun of me for saying Roll20 is better, but we have all these problems, and I don't have any problems in my Roll20 games.
That's good.
I don't know. I like Fantasy Grounds.
I'm still not changing. I have all my stuff here.
Yeah, I spent like $800 on this.
Yeah, well,
Alright.
just because you spend $800 on shit doesn't mean you should still love that shit.
I like it.
There are better options that don't cost $800. I think you like it
Try loading
because
up
you
again.
spent too much money on it. That's the only reason why you like it.
I actually don't think Roll20 is better. I've seen the things that you can do on it, and Fantasy Grounds has some huge advantages.
No, it doesn't. All
Yeah.
those things that you can do on Roll20, you can do a lot more than what people do. Because it's completely customizable.
So all the dice rolls and all the like ongoing effects and stuff that automatically
Yeah,
trigger.
there are macros. I've written macros to do all that stuff for me.
So all the effects
Yeah.
automatically applying advantage, disadvantage, and calculating all that stuff. It does automatically.
You can. I haven't done that. I've written the macros to automatically give me buttons and special bonus stuff like that.
For die rolls, yeah, but the combat tracker does a whole lot more.
Yeah,
Not
I don't
worth
know.
it.
I've seen the Roll20 combat tracker. It's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
It's just a turn tracker. That's
Yeah.
all it does.
If you took the good from both, it would make like the best
Yeah.
damn thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I heard
still,
they're
you
working on the
paid
Fantasy Ground
$800
too,
for
where
it.
they're gonna change a few things, but
This is Fancy Grounds 2. I wish people would call it what it is.
No, I'm waiting for.
No, they're coming up with a new one.
Yeah, it's based
Yeah.
on a new engine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Point is,
and
that's
that's going to
3.
be
This
partnered
is
up
2.
with Wizards of the Coast and the D&D Beyond.
yeah.
And so
I
is
just hope all the
every other
purchases transfer over.
programs. They
Get
won't be.
better.
Yeah,
$20.
this current program is
Guaranteed.
a little bit unstable, and I don't appreciate that. But I hope the newest version, the newer version that comes out, is better.
For all the time that we played, for us having as little complications as we had, I think it's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
We've had
There's just like
so many.
one day, maybe every 3 months, where you get a few things.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
the same
literally the
with
first
my
time my
group.
game has crashed. I'm not sure what it is that's causing it right now.
Yeah. I'm just gonna not click random stuff.
I cleared my cache. in
Yeah,
case.
I just cleared my cache, just
give
in
it a few
case,
minutes
so.
to give it a few minutes to load up.
Yeah. Wonder how far Damos can throw Euphemia.
All right. So you guys, so Deimos and Euphemia, in about 10 seconds, go ahead and roll me an athletics and/or an acrobatics check. All right. Is it stable? Maybe. Cross your fingers.
Alright.
Uh-oh.
Alright, let's see what Damos can get.
Uh-oh.
Hopefully I can beat a 17 with my 19 modifier.
Fuck you and your modifiers.
Wait, why do you have advantage?
I have that spell cast on me.
No, you have
That
charisma.
Super Damos.
Oh.
No, that's gonna get rid of. This is from that Super Damos spell.
That's right. That's right.
It does
Okay.
strength instead of dexterity, yeah.
Okay. All right. Elwyn, as you kind of break away from Eloise and you guys exchange your words, you see Euphemia just like tossed like shot put through the air off of Deimos' shoulder in your
So
general
I'm
direction.
going to attack the girl
Well,
and say, "Get your hands off my man."
Damn. Gosh damn it.
okay.
Oh
I
no,
was holding
Euphemia
that.
stole the show.
Okay, so Euphemia, roll me a dexterity or an acrobatics check to see how you land, because he tossed you in that general direction. But so I want to see how well you land.
Acrobatics again?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so very, very gracefully, you kind of come out of the
No,
toss. And
I don't want to land gracefully. I want to like smash right into her with a kick.
okay, so you're able to pirouette through the air and redirect. So, let me pull up her character sheet. I don't remember what her armor was. All right, go ahead and roll. This will be an unarmed attack if you're kicking her. So this is D20 plus proficiency plus strength.
So 6 plus 6, so 12.
Yes. She doesn't have a very high AC.
So whatever that is, plus 12.
Okay,
So
so
thank you.
so you hit her. All right, so
Why?
all right, so
Damos is
unarmed
just
attack.
as shocked as you.
Unarmed attack is technically it's 1 plus your strength, so it's 7 damage. You come crashing into her. Elwin, what are you doing? You trying to? You can't re-roll for other people. It's just attacks against you.
No, that was because it didn't mark it off when it's just to track how many
Gotcha.
I've used.
Okay, so you come crashing into her. She goes toppling over, in a little bit of shock. And
I'm
see,
gonna grab Elwin and fly away.
What the hell are you doing?
You just see Damos just awestruck. His mouth is gaping wide open. He's like slapping his cheeks. He's like, what?
okay, all right. You did have fly cast. You have your Blackwing Sprout. Go ahead and make an athletics check, Euphemia, because you're grabbing Elwin.
What? Athletics again? Okay.
Yeah, this is a grapple. Elwin, contested, unless you want to go with it. Contested athletics check.
No, if she wants to, I'm not
Try
gonna
it.
beat that.
Try it.
As soon as she takes off, I'm just gonna Misty step back down.
Okay, so you
I'm
go.
gonna counterspell him.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh.
How did you cast charm, Elwin? You fucked up.
Oh.
It's automatic. You
I'm gonna
cannot
counter spell
contest
the
it.
counter.
Oh.
You can't.
You technically can. Hold on a second here. Let me see what. Wait. Charm condition, because you're still charmed by Elwin. Let's see here.
Yeah, but I wouldn't let him go because I'm charmed.
That's true. Charmed. A charmed creature can't attack the charmer or target the charmer with harmful abilities or magical effects. Charmer has advantage on
harmful.
any ability to socially interact with the creature. You're fine.
Why not
Okay.
I'll drop my concentration on the awe.
Okay.
Then I just drop him. Like, you fucker.
So at this point, all right. So you're flying up in the air. You grab him and you use your full movement to go up. Elwin, you drop your concentration. And then as you do that, everyone just kind of snaps out of it, right? Your form seems to like shrink a whole size, just visibly, like the effect that this draconic presence just kind of manifests around you. It's not a visible change, but it's just like a perceived change in everyone's minds. Euphemia kind of shakes her head, says "you fucker," and she just kind of like shoves you away from her. Eloise is on the ground, just kind of like still startled. She's not really hurt. She's a little startled at all that's been going on. You see her shaking her head, and she just looks up at you quizzically. Do you do anything? Do you say anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna. As soon as Femia drops me, I will sort of glide down, and I'll land in, right in front of Eloise and
Your
say,
wings aren't magical, right?
They're not magical.
Damn.
They're actually physical wings.
and say, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to her. She's a little crazy.
And
Sometimes, most of the times.
you see her like rubbing her back a little bit with one arm. And she says, "I see that."
I'm gonna land and just give him the finger and walk away slowly.
I'm just gonna see.
She says,
Point it out.
She says, "Well," she says, "I don't mean to intrude, but I recognize a lover's spat when I see it.
It is not.
She says, "Thank you for the moments. Perhaps when you return, we can reacquaint ourselves." You see her picking up her battle axes, and she kind of like hefts them over her shoulders, and she just kind of backs away.
And Deimos is gonna sit down and just like sit in a chair and just stare at the wall, knowing that like that was maybe the greatest thing he's ever seen in his life. And he just doesn't know if he'll see that joy again. And he like a single teardrop just goes down his cheek.
Life is over for Deimos.
That was
That's
cool.
his dreams.
All right.
That was amazing.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Deimos got trolled. He thought he was the troll, but the troll trolled him.
Oh, jeez. All right. So you guys are in. I'm assuming you guys kind of pack up all your shit, and you're getting ready to head north, right? You have your animals. You got some. Let's see. So some of you had Kildrak had a goat, had a war goat. You had a rhino. Someone got an elephant.
I think Feldorn did.
Feldorn got an elephant. Euphemia, you're riding light. Elwyn, are you flying?
Yeah, I'm just flying.
Okay. Kieran also he procures an animal. This will be a riding horse, and the seven of you with Ashok. Ashok's on a goat, along with Kildrak. Kildrak has a goat too. You guys make your way north out of Vortum. Okay. Now with the Writ of Passage that the Royal Council and Tigron Bouldercrest had given you, it takes. This is a fairly lengthy journey. You're looking at to get to the northern part of Cragland. You're looking at on the order of a couple weeks. But along the way, you guys encounter a lot of change. There's a little bit of confusion, but people recognize as word of your deeds has spread. People understand that there's a little bit of celebrity to who you guys are, especially with your Writ of Passage, and as you, especially around Vortum, you see in dwarven towns and stuff, people dismantling the Emeraldine structures that they had raised, and reopening the institutions of learning and of religion.
Oh, did I? Before we leave, can I collect like a good amount of emeraldine and put it into like a protective box so it doesn't affect us?
Put it into your bag of holding, see what happens.
No.
That would be interesting. Where would you keep it?
Black hole.
Well, that's what I mean. If I can find a box that would prevent it, kind of like.
It has to be a lead box,
Yeah, well, that's.
Let's
what
get
I was
some
thinking,
adamantium box.
like kryptonite.
The thing that you for Krypton and
Yeah.
Superman, you put it
lead
into
box,
a box
yeah.
that would. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's
So
pretty easy.
I was thinking like something like a cubic foot of it.
Okay, it's gonna be pretty heavy.
At least.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
but if I could put it in that, then we could at least store it in some kind of, something.
so you're talking about a cubic foot of stone and lead. That's gonna be pretty heavy.
Oh, okay. How about this? I'll get like a cubic foot, and I'll send it back with like the next group to our keep. But I'll keep a smaller amount. That's like a pen box
Okay.
for my personal self to hold it.
All right. So you find yourselves a caravan that's heading off towards Erlin. So Quigley and Darius are heading back towards
Give it to
Ospium.
Darius.
Yeah. So you tell them to bring that back towards Ospium to be studied, that kind of stuff. And then eventually you want it to be in your keep in Hasselin?
No, two of them. One for
Okay.
Ospium and one for the keep.
Okay.
So I have two
All right.
sources.
Okay. And then you bring a little pen box with you?
Yeah,
All right. That's fine.
that might be useful.
Would we
Sorry.
have gotten a long rest in the
Yeah.
traveling time?
This is many days of travel that you guys are embarking upon. Okay. So you guys begin on your way, and as you travel, you find these dwarven villages and cities that you encounter. You see the change kind of beginning to spread across the land. There's a little bit of apprehension, a little bit of tension, but for the most part, people are kind of relieved to be going back towards life, towards re-engaging with the dwarven culture. As you get closer towards the border, north though, there's fear starts to begin to you sense that people are a little bit more stressed, a little bit more tense, because they're hearing stories of what's happening on the border as news and rumors kind of filters down through it. But for the most part, you guys travel unimpeded and uninterrupted because you guys have a writ of passage, and the king, as wild and as manic as his decrees had been, was very organized, was very strict, had pretty much crushed crime within Cragland, or outright acts of crime. There was an underground rebellion against the things that he was doing, but none of it had actually manifested itself in violence. So Cragland is actually a pretty civilized country right now.
You know one thing we forgot to do?
What?
We forgot to release the front gates guard that let us in, that was hanging.
I'm thinking we would have done that.
Yeah, I figured like this retroactively.
Okay, Korik. His name was Korik.
Yeah, the one with the weird goggles.
Yeah. You released him. He's very grateful to you guys, and he kind of, his sentiment is along the lines of, sometimes you just know when the right thing to do is in front of you. I just knew, I saw something in you, and I kind of trusted my gut. I'm glad I did. So he's grateful to you, and he's reestablished in his post, and he heads back off to his family for a little while, and then back to his post. Okay. As you guys are traveling north, you have a brief adventure at Kildrak's Tower, which we will not go into because Kildrak is not here. And,
I'm gonna loot it.
Huh? Well, I don't know.
Is that gonna be like a retro adventure?
I'll describe it next session. It's maybe we'll play it out. It depends on what Kildrak wants to do and what you guys want to do. There isn't.
I want to loot it and not tell him.
No, his character would
How's
be
that?
there and be able to tell. There's no.
We'll say that
but-
we got letters from the princess, and they wanted to have a date night. When we were in the area, we just forgot to tell him that we were going out while he was doing his date night.
there's
But it
no,
was actually, someone else.
there actually is no loot to be gained at the tower. Basically, when the king's decrees had went out, all these towers and these keeps and these archives and stuff like that were torn down. So when you guys arrive at the tower that he was, the mage tower that he was kind of raised in and educated in, it's basically it's a big pile of rubble. It had been torn down, and all the magical items and artifacts had been taken, cataloged, and some of it was destroyed on site, and anything that was of significance was brought back to the royal treasury, the royal vault in Vortum.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I pick up a stone from the tower to give to Kildrak next week.
Okay, all right. There are some people around the area who do know about what happened, and they have stories, and there's a couple of people that Kildrak's character would have recognized and would be able to talk to, but we'll have to save that for another time since he is not here. All right. So you guys continue on your way towards the northern border.
No, actually, I did have a question. You know, there's like those beads of fireball.
Yes.
Let's say, like, Deimos came across a decent amount of them. Would he be able to pack them in a bag, stick them somewhere, and use it as a bomb?
They're not anal beads.
A very expensive bomb. He's just thinking if, like, we need to lay waste to a city again, or something like that, for future reference.
Like
You got me for that now.
a very, very large bomb. I guess in theory.
Because it'd be like, each one would be like a fireball.
Yeah.
And, like, wonder if, like, I stick it there, and then I divine strike it, or whatever it is, to, like, light them.
All right, tell you what, because a normal fireball, I mean, it takes an action to activate each bead, that kind of stuff. What you're really looking for is more like a delayed blast fireball, if you want to use it like a
Yeah.
bomb. So you'd have to be looking for. You kind of sit down with Elwyn and you converse about this, and he's telling you about the spells. You're really looking for a necklace with beads of delayed blast fireball, which would be much more expensive because it's a 7th level spell. But if you could find something like that, it would definitely do what you're thinking.
Okay. Dan was just wondering, because that'd be funny eventually.
Yeah. Okay. Elwyn, were you gonna do something? I thought I heard you say something. You said that you're the mass destruction, the weapon of mass destruction now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have become death, destroyer of worlds.
Why?
I'm gonna show off my meteor swarm to Deimos one of the days that we're traveling.
Oh wait,
Okay,
where are you gonna toss it?
Just
The
where there's
Crystal
no people.
Sea.
Like on a mountain or something.
Okay.
It does that much. And I
You
would
just-
re-roll all the 1s and 2s.
The first
Just the
time you
fire
cast
ones.
it, you see Deimos
Yeah.
just like fall over backwards and faint.
Yeah. So this is like basically a number of meteors fall out of the sky, and it's a very large square area. What's the radius on it? It's huge, right?
Yeah, 4 different points I can see within range. Each point is a 40-foot radius sphere.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically 4 meteors fall out of the sky, and you guys find an abandoned kind of like hillside, and Elwyn just kind of like summons a meteor swarm, and this massive meteors just drop out of the sky and just decimate this entire this hillside. Deimos, you've seen the spell before. I mean, it's what Malkath that used on you way back in the day.
That's true. I tell him that it's a pretty good one, but not that good.
But you've
So I
seen.
see 5 hobbits come out of the hill, or what's left of it, some of them burning and dying to death. I'm saying.
No. But you guys remember though that Akelia, Princess Akelia, knows a much more powerful version of the spell.
Yeah. Tell him it's pretty cool.
Okay. Because that's what she used to destroy basically the whole army, the whole orc army that was attacking her country.
I show
But
Elwyn
she
a really
hasn't
cool
seen
thing I
that.
learned how to do. One of the days I take him to a hallway, and I'm just like, hey, Elwyn, want to see something really cool?
Yeah.
All right, I rip his arm off. And then I cast Mass Heal, and his arm is, like, as I shove it right back there, he's totally has his arm attached again. I'm like, what?
I don't think Mass Heal works like that.
Well,
Probably
it heals like 700 hit points.
It's
You
a
should-
9th
Yeah,
level
but-
spell.
It doesn't. I don't think they were giving back his arm.
It probably would.
It's gotta.
That's how it works.
I shoved
You
it right
need
back there.
resurrection. You need a resurrection spell.
But he's reattaching it.
Attach the limbs.
I'm reattaching it. I'm a gosh damn doctor. Trust me.
Oh my god.
So Elwyn, you go through a moment of like intense trauma and pain, and then it just all kind of goes away as Deimos reattaches your arm and casts the spell. The pain is instantly it disappears and is replaced with just an equally intense sense of euphoria and pleasure. It actually feels really good.
That was awesome, but let's not do that ever again.
Yeah, I won't do it again, but I just wanted to show you. I thought it was cool.
You should show Euphemia.
Okay.
I love it.
All right. So you guys are traveling on. The Karen, the Blood Hunter, travels along with you, and you guys along the way, you guys reminisce, and you're sharing stories about your adventures. Because since Karen traveled with you, he was one of the original 7. He shoots. He with Elwyn, with Euphemia and Deimos and Ashok. Here you guys are exchanging stories and reminiscing, but he's also taking some time to get to know you new guys, Elwyn, Kildrak, and Feldorn. You come to learn of Kieran as a pretty intense guy. He's a savage warrior, but he has a hint of nobility and honor to him. But you get the sense that if it came to a battle, there's no blow that's too low that he wouldn't stoop to, kind of situation. But he is
No
fiercely
moisturizer too good.
yeah, but he's fiercely loyal to his friends and to his duties. So that's basically the kind of guy he is.
Other than the time that he left us right when we were about to die.
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't. He had no power back then. He's also one of the council, the council of 3 of the order of blood hunters. So he's pretty high ranking in that organization. Okay. Are there any questions that you have for him while you guys are walking towards Syndalar?
I mean, I'm assuming Damon's already asked him everything he could about his cat.
Okay. All right. What are you asking?
Like, I explained the cat. I draw pictures of the cat. I point out the anatomy of the cat. I showed him where the cat lived, sleep, ate, all that type of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And it's pretty much borderline annoying.
Uh-huh.
But I'm really trying to figure out what happened to Captain Fluffy Paws. I think we described like that there was like that Elwyn saw some feline type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, in his scrying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I just keep pointing like just pictures of this cat.
Okay. So Karen is he's traveling along with you guys, and he gets the idea. You've communicated enough of a mental picture of this cat. It's a black and white cat, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like she's even got she has a silver and gold brooch on her head that we took off a dead person, and we gave her a really expensive sapphire crusted eye patch.
That's right. And she's wearing that harness that you made for the armor.
Yeah, harness and magic missiles.
Yeah, wands of magic missiles strapped to her back.
You should get the picture of the cat in Neo. That's
In what?
It sounds like. Neo?
Neo. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a cat in Neo. It has an eye patch.
Cat from Neo. I'm googling it.
This eye patch is worth like 2,000 something gold.
Let's see it.
I'll be right back. My girlfriend's bugging.
Okay. All right. But along the way, so Karen's talking to you. He basically says that. He says, friend Deimos, you know that I would do that. There's nothing that I would not do to aid you. You and I have been loyal companions for 2 lifetimes now, and your loss is my loss. He says if what you tell me about your friend's abilities to see where this beloved creature of yours is true, then what Silas was saying about the Synod, it bears much weight. I imagine that she has gone off to her kind, her own kind. The Synod's source of power and its concentration of influence is within Syndalar. So if you seek to meet them or to find them, I can tell you that we are headed in the right direction. I personally have no inroads into that society, but my blood hunters who are of the lycanthropic variety, they would have more knowledge than I.
Well, I thank him.
He says, I do know one thing. About lycanthropes. And this is having, after years of having worked and battled alongside them. There are two types of naturally occurring lycanthropes. And by natural, we all understand that this is a very odd and unknown mystery yet, which causes the shape-shifting to occur. It's not magical. A lycanthrope can change forms in the very presence of a beholder. There's nothing arcane about it, but it is a power of some other sort. But as I said, I do know that there are 2 types of lycanthropes. They are divided into the lycanthropes, what we know as what we typically call lycanthropes. and these are humans that have been afflicted with this curse, this infection, this change, this whatever it is, the status that allows them to assume an animal form, and whichever animal they are cursed by, or whichever type of curse they are afflicted with, that determines their animal nature. And they can either shift into their animal form partially, so they become a hybrid, or they can shift after having those who are more mature, those who are more powerful, can shift into the form fully. So they have two stages of their shape-shifting: the hybrid form and the full animal form, the bestial form. Those are lycanthropes. Those are humans that change into animals. The other kind are Therianthropes. And these are rarer, but not completely unheard of. These are animals who are by nature animals, but under certain circumstances they can be afflicted by a variant of the curse as well, of the status as well. And they begin to assume humanoid forms. They can shift into a human hybrid animal form. Having originated as animals, they think differently, they see the world differently, but they are not without their abilities and their value. So those I do know. I personally have only ever worked with lycanthropes, but I do know that within their society, these two races are closely tied to each other, and that they are both represented within the Synod, the Luceris Synod specifically is what it's called.
Okay.
So were they animals that were bitten by a rabid human?
It's not quite so simple. Sometimes in some lore, the curse can be transferred via a bite or an open wound. Sometimes it can be imparted through an other act of physical contact. Sometimes it's taken on voluntarily. Sometimes it's imparted by, it's actually cursed through dark magic means. Other times, it is actually the originators, the progenitors of the lycanthropic form were their methods were much darker, involving finding specific parts of animal anatomy and invoking a specific rite in which that part of the animal's body was incorporated and absorbed into their own form. Those were the progenitors, the original lycanthropes, who started this all many eons ago.
Sweet.
Okay, there are all.
I think there are Reddit forums about this.
There are a large variety of lycanthropes and Therianthropes. Basically, most beasts in the animal kingdom, you will find a lycanthrope that has adopted that form. But of course, there are limits to their power, and there are stigmas. There are some creatures that are forbidden to be subsumed. Okay.
That's sweet.
So during our travels, have I contacted Alistair yet?
Roll me
I'm gonna keep trying.
religion check.
Religion.
For the past couple of weeks, you've been taking time every day, in the dusk of the night and the early moments before dawn, when there's some light but not complete darkness yet, to venture off and pray.
Opposite.
So you wouldn't do it at those times?
It would be like at the moon's highest point in the complete night.
Okay, so in the absolute darkest parts of the night.
Yeah.
To go off into the.
Whenever there's a full moon, that'd be the best time.
Well, there is no moon hasn't been a full moon just yet.
Well,
Not in the last couple
try
weeks.
anyways.
Yeah, on evenings when the moon was most clear, you're going out, and it's been very difficult. Most nights you receive nothing, no indication of her presence, or any kind of spiritual connection. On this night, however, as you reach up, you do get back a faint sensation, as if she were responding with a small part of her mind reaching back out to you. The impressions that you're receiving are full of heightened awareness and danger. You realize that she and you get the distinct impression that she has not been replying to you because she has been greatly occupied otherwise. That the situation that she's in the heavens right now is pretty intense, pretty dire. You don't get the sense that she is wounded or that she is at mortal risk at the moment, but the battle is definitely raging onward in the heavens right now. That's all the connection that you receive. She just had that much in reserve, that brief moment to respond to your prayers. Things are pretty.
Is there any way that I could send her a message, a warning or something?
You can try. What would you like to say?
That Wolf is working with the demons.
The who?
Wolf? Her mother?
Oh, okay. Okay. In that moment, as you make that briefest of connections, you focus on that thought, and as the connection is starting to dwindle, you feel her pause for just a second, in acknowledgement, or at least believing that she understood, she saw what you saw, and she felt what you felt in that brief moment. And then the connection dwindles away.
Guess I'm gonna have to figure the riddle out some other way.
Okay. Yeah, things where she is in Elysium right now is under concentrated demonic onslaught. So she doesn't have much attention or power to spare at the moment.
Elysium? What's that?
Elysium, it's a part of the heavens. There's various kingdoms within the heavens, and depending on where they are, which deities oversaw different areas, and the demons are making their way through it.
Can I ask Tempest if he's cool?
You can try.
I asked Tempest if he's cool.
So roll a religion check.
Oh, can I just ask cast that one spell that one time?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll cast. It's like that level 5 spell. What's it?
Divination spell.
Yeah, divination.
Okay.
I'll cast that one of those days.
Yeah.
There's a religion with that. I don't know. The 16 with the divination is good enough, but
yeah. So you're able to similarly. You and Euphemia are both accustomed to making contact with your deities, but at this moment, they are not forthwith in replying to you. They're the war has heightened, has elevated in intensity with the fall of Corlin the Rethian, the elder god, the greater god of the elves. A large stronghold within the heavens has crumbled. So the demons have a strategic inroad that is causing quite a bit of alarm. So you get the brief sense, a very similar sense that Tempest is predisposed, that the battle is raging.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Alright, dudes, we gotta get to godhood fast.
Okay. Alright, so you guys make your way up to the border.
I'll be a Nephilim. I'll be okay.
They're weak.
You guys make your way up to the border, and as you get closer to the border, the people are a little bit more sheepish. They're a little bit more tense. They kind of like shy away from you, and you see them worried a little bit more. They're less trusting of strangers. But then after that, you kind of introduce yourselves. People kind of warm up to you in general, but they're not overtly friendly like a lot of the dwarves have been along the way. What are you guys doing? Are you heading straight to the border, or are you doing something else?
I think we gotta get there as fast as we can.
Yeah, if
What kind of
we
town is
know
this?
our gods are in trouble, we gotta get there fast.
Basic
This-
small dwarven towns that you guys.
We're like the minor support help.
Yeah, you come alongside on the road.
Eh.
Okay.
Buy some food, fresh food, and that's about it.
All right.
Dragon food.
All right. So as you draw closer to the border, the flying of you. So Euphemia, Elwyn, and Light, you guys see similar to what you scryed on earlier, Elwyn. That the border is very tensely held, and every once in a while there'll be alarms, and a lot of troops will mobilize, and there'll be a heated battle at certain spots along the border. But the border is sealed with a large wall. On the other side, since you're above, as you guys approach, you can see over the wall. There are every once in a while you see a large dark form charge across the plain or go diving behind a tree. There's definitely activity on the other side of the border. And once in a while, one of these creatures will charge at the wall and full-on leap up and grasp onto the edge of it, and haul itself over and begin and tear into the dwarven guards. The dwarves are having a hard time with these creatures. They don't seem to be able to kill them. They are no matter how many arrows and swords and torches and fire, and how much fire and how much they dump into these creatures, they don't seem to be able to kill them. Okay, so there's a great toll on dwarven life as these battles rage on, these sporadic battles along the wall. Now, granted, there are thousands and thousands of dwarves mustered along the border, so
Dwarves are dime a dozen.
okay.
Does it look like anywhere there's like a main camp
Yeah.
where the dwarves are?
Yeah.
Should we head through there, stop and help them out, or do we keep on going?
Well, if you're trying to cross over the wall, you're gonna have to go over somewhere. You're gonna have to go through one of the doorways, or you're just gonna straight fly over the wall.
Let's just go over the Q's door. Maybe help clear some out. Might as well.
All right. So the main road leads up.
Get used to fighting this thing.
Yeah, the main road leads up to a rather large gate, and this is where a number of these dwarves are focused. There's a battalion that is basically camped on the other side of this wall. So they're holding the gate. They're holding the area. And you, let me see here. As you approach, a couple of dwarves come up to you, and you guys show your Writ of Passage, and they usher you into the commander in charge of that area.
It smells like dwarf in here. Oh, never mind.
Okay. So as you guys are ushered in, they say, "Hold on, we'll get the commander. He'll come here and we'll see to you." All right. An average statured dwarf eventually walks in, fully armored, carrying with him a war maul, this two-handed, massive hammer. His beard is braided into 6 different strands. He's wearing a helm. The Emeraldine is still there's still some Emeraldine around this area. They haven't had time to take all of it down yet, because you can tell that they're really focused on holding the wall. He walks in. He's breathing a little heavy because he's been part of the battle. This is a commander who fights alongside his troops. He doesn't stand back and command from a distance. He comes in holding his warhammer in one hand. He says, "Aye, name's Tarak. I'm here, commander of this division. I see you come from the capital. It's been a long way. What word do you have for us?"
Get rid of that Emeraldine and we'll give you some help.
Aye, we've heard news of the Emeraldine and how it's to be disposed of. To be honest, we have had no time. The wall is under constant assault. These
Find the
creatures...
time right now if you want our help. We can get rid of them, but we can't do it with your Emeraldine around.
Is that important, is it? Well,
Well, do you want our help, or do you want to keep fighting?
we'll take all the help we can get. There are 2 main clusters of Emeraldine still in focus. It's been removed from all our armor. That's been taken care of. But we have not had time to dismantle the towers. If you and a couple of our lads manage to do that, then I'd be happy to allow you to do so. But me, and every other hand, I tell you, these beasties are dangerous. They so much as look at you and you're dead. They fucking tear you apart. And hammer and sword and spear has no effect upon them.
Well, we have magic on our hand.
Aye, it might take that. None of us here are magic users. Was illegal until just recently. Come, I'll show you where to go. So he brings you up to the, let me grab my parchment here.
I assume he calls some of his best smiths to help us, because we have a big ass cleric, but that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, so if
For
this
the
is,
heavy lifting.
I mean, if this is the border here, so you got a large gate, gateway and wall here. So this is the gate. The wall is kind of like that. All right. There are dwarves everywhere, all along the this part here. So there's dwarves all around here. And they're manning the wall. They're walking up and back on top of the parchment, the top of the wall and that kind of stuff. Alongside of the gates, there are 2 large guard towers, right here and right here. At the very tops of these guard towers are large chunks of Emeraldine. We're talking about 3 feet tall, a large, basically, rock, a boulder of Emeraldine, 3 feet tall each, mounted on the top of each of these guard towers. Right, and they basically cover the whole area. As he
Can you get rid of those?
He walks out and he points to them. He says, "There they be." He says, "As you can tell, we have not had time nor the resources to tear them down. We're willing to, we've been ordered to, but, things take priority. Like men living and dying."
Get to work.
Okay, what do you guys want to do?
Crush them.
Alright, so what are you going to do? You going to climb up there?
Yeah. I'm assuming there's like a stairway or something, right?
Yeah. Alright, so you start climbing up the stairway. You go. I guess you pick one first. You go on the left one. There's a ladder that reaches up to the top of the wall. You make it to the top and you start climbing the tower. You get up there, and so basically this large 3-foot in diameter boulder is mounted at the top of a of the turret. So you're gonna have to unmount it and do something with it. It's very, very heavy. How much would a 3-foot diameter boulder weigh?
Wait, 3-foot diameter?
Yeah.
Guess around
Yeah.
800 to
Yeah, something like that.
1,200-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Oh, we can't cast it large.
No, you cannot cast it large. What are you guys gonna do with it?
Hey guys, let's move this boulder.
I assume Deimos and a few dwarves that we gathered up that had a lot of muscle.
So Deimos, I'm gonna have you go up there. Are you just gonna try to just kind of like tear it down? What are you gonna do with it?
Sorry, it's at the very top.
Yeah.
And it's blocking. Do I have to pull it out or push it in?
It's mounted. So if there's a side view of the top of the tower. So on your little parchment here, the tower goes up, right, and it's got a little guard area here, right. But then there's extra pillars and stuff that go up, and it's got a little turret top, and at the top mounted like a gem, right. So the guards stand in here, like that.
I'm gonna ask the commander how far away do we have to get that thing before we can start using spells.
He'll say, each of those there, large pieces of emeraldine, they have within them about a quarter-mile radius that they can affect. It's the effect is strongest, of course, within about 300 yards.
So can you toss that a quarter mile? Deimos?
Deimos can carry it a quarter mile. But if you guys help him pry this thing loose,
200 yards. We'll call it 200 yards.
Yeah.
200 yards with the effect is the strongest.
I mean, Deimos can fairly easily, well, not easily, but he can pull around 720 pounds. So we just need some more guys to get the rest of it.
All right. So you get a couple of
Are there any
dwarves.
carts and horses?
Oh, actually, wait. I put some strings around my and chains around my rhino, and I also help pull.
How much can Light carry?
Ooh. He's a young dragon.
But he's still a fucking big
What's
ass
his
dragon.
strength?
He had 23 strength.
Then you can probably do, I think, 640.
Okay, so
So if you chop one of those in half, I can fly one of them out of there. You can chain it up and I can fly one out.
light can help you tear it down. So as you climb up to the top of this tower, Deimos,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you scale up to the top of the roof, and light comes in by air. He clasps his talons, just like dig into the side of the boulder, and you're there, and you help him rip it, and you can feel his heavy wings just beating in the air, and he just grab the first one and just like topple it over. You can hear the fixtures that are anchoring it to the top of this tower just breaking and ripping out of the stone that they're anchored to. But the two of you just tear this thing out, and you roll it off, and it goes down the edge and collapses down on the ground inside the wall right here. Boom! With this heavy thud. And a couple other dwarves grab it, and they lift, and they start hoisting it onto a cart. Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
have them chop that one up into multiple pieces.
Okay. So
Make it easier.
yeah, they come along with their axes and their mauls, and they just start breaking it apart. Now most of the other dwarves are scrambling and to defend this position, but a few of them are able to come and break it apart.
Like two, maybe.
Okay. So they start working on that, and they put an order in for a cart to come in, drawn by a couple of horses to drag it all the way. What now?
Get the second one.
Yeah, we just kind of spend time pulling them all.
Okay, Deimos, as you grab onto light, and he brings you over to the other one. As you do that, from this overhead perspective, you see coming from north of the the wall, a large, like humanoid creature that seems kind of leaned over, hunched over in like an animalistic kind of posture. It's got. Let me see if I have it here. It's except it's not something like you've seen before. It's like reptilian in nature. It's got scales. It's got a red tint to it. It's got spines coming out of its body. There might be some semblance of clothing or humanoid clothing, but you're not really sure. And it's large. It comes bounding up to the wall, and the dwarves on top of the wall point and shout, and they cry out, "It's a fucking leaper! Men, come to attention!" As this thing charges up to the wall, and bounds to the top of it and grabs onto the edges and hauls itself over. And so you see it, and everyone on the other side sees this thing scaling over the wall right now. It's large, so it's larger than you guys are. It's about 8 foot, maybe 8 foot tall.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna call Light. I can mount up.
Okay. Light is carrying Deimos right now because you guys were gonna travel over to the right tower. So let's see here.
Well, what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to fight that, or do you want to try to keep taking this tower down?
I say you have Light drop that thing on top of it, then you can do whatever.
Oh, you want Light to drop the boulder on top of the thing?
Either that or me.
Alright. So Light says, "Ah, valor in battle. I doth appreciate a noble and brave heart. Here!" And he tosses you at the thing.
I'm gonna wind up a punch.
Remember, you can't use magic.
I don't know what magic is. I have the power of the gods.
Alrighty.
No, you don't.
Alrighty. Alright, so Deimos, he is throwing you at this creature. Let me grab this creature here. Oh, what's this picture I have? Oh, 1 second here. Let me grab my... I don't think I saved. One second. There it is. Okay.
How big did you say that thing was?
It's large. It's about 8 foot tall. Okay. So on the map, it's right there. It just grabs onto the wall and it's climbing over. So Deimos, you are, you're here, and Light just tosses you at it. Do I have Light here? I do have Light. Okay. Okay, and then he flies off down to grab Euphemia. And Elwyn is down there as well. Okay, Deimos. So you and this leaper are you're rapidly flying towards this leaper. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna wind up kind of like as I'm gonna try to grab onto it and punch it, kind of like type of thing, like trying to aim for its neck, like a football tackle. I guess pretty much, yeah, go for a football tackle first, not really just a straight up punch.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna try to grab it. You're not trying to make a physical blow against it.
No, kind of like the shoulder check into it and grab onto it and wrap it up.
Okay. All right. So as you approach it, go ahead and make an athletics check against it. As you come in, you kind of just with both arms come wrapping around it. You do that. It does this. All right. So you grab onto it.
And I start howling for everybody.
Okay.
They're like, "Whoa! I caught myself a big boy."
All right. There are dwarves coming alongside the edge of the wall here. Where's my dwarf dudes? So there's lots of dwarves everywhere. They're all along the sides of the wall here, and over here, and there's a bunch on the ground. Alright, so the dwarves on the edge of the wall are out there, and you hear them shouting at you. They're saying, hold on to it! Hold on to it! We'll be there in a second! Okay? Euphemia and Light, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna mount up on lights.
Okay.
I'm just gonna fly myself up.
Alright, go ahead and move yourself.
Then I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'll be like up here about 30 feet off the ground.
Okay.
And all the hostile creatures, which is, if there's anyone other than that, I'm gonna do my Draconic Presence here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna let light go forward, and I'm just gonna tell them, attack the creature, and I'll just, sing my song of, of restoration.
I'll tell Light before I do it. Check this out.
Okay. Alright, so Elwyn, you use your Draconic Presence to try to frighten it?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I'm gonna go roar.
Alright, you go up there and you make an impressive display of as your presence, like, it's just shattering with a dragon roar. Light looks at you, sees you do that, and you see his toothy maw just kind of wrap upward in a grin, and he shouts out a roar of response. And all the dwarves in this area are like, they're shocked. I mean, seeing a dragon is one thing, but seeing a sorcerer fly up and assume like a dragon's persona is very intimidating. They all cower just slightly as this impressive display is going on. The creature, however, he looks up at you and do that, and you sense a little bit of madness in his eyes, and he is unaffected completely by your display.
Do not get frightened.
Okay. So Light is going to he kind of bats his wings in the air and he says, "Onward to battle! At last, a worthy adversary!" And he comes charging in with Euphemia on his back, and he is going to lash out at this thing with a just a claw attack. Let's see, how many does he have? 1 bite, 2 claw attacks. He flies in, but as he's slashing and snarling at it, this thing is almost as large, not quite as large as he is, about half light size, but he's snapping at it. But the thing just kind of ducks out of the way. I mean, as you're wrapped up around it, Deimos, it's very strong. It's moving and avoiding light, even with you wrapped around it. At that, it is going to turn towards you, Deimos, since you're currently carrying it, and it reaches around. Its neck just kind of snakes around, and it chomps down onto you. Actually,
I'll use a.
It's disadvantage, so because you're a cloak. It's a 26.
The plus, minus 10 to it.
Okay. All right, that's your reaction, right?
I believe it is.
Okay. It's gonna lash out with its claw attack at you. It's gonna miss. It's gonna whip its tail around at Light. And that will be a hit.
I'm going to actually deflect it onto myself and cast shield.
Okay. So 21.
Oh wait, no, I can't. I'm going to have to. Yeah, I'm just going to deflect on myself.
Okay, so you're gonna take the hit.
Can I? I forgot. Can I Oh, it's 21, you said?
Yes.
Give me a second here.
Mounted combatants.
Mounted combats, you have advantage on attack.
Target you instead, so you could use shield if you wanted.
Yeah, but does it use anything?
No.
Wait, can we use magic?
Oh no, you can't.
Yeah.
Cannot use. Yeah, there's no magic here.
I have parry. I'm trying to figure out if I can do parry too.
I think parry's a reaction.
Yeah, parry's a reaction with your plus 5, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's a reaction.
On your turn, you can use
I
your
could.
reaction to assume a parrying stance, provided you have the weapon in hand. So you have to have your sword in hand. You get a +1 bonus to AC until the start of your next turn, or until you're not holding the weapon. Okay, so it's using your reaction to add a +1 to AC.
That's 20.
Yeah,
So still would hit.
it would still hit.
Damn. Okay, well, I'm still gonna take it.
All right. So as it lashes its tail up at you, you kind of like lean over, and the light instinctively just shifts with you, and you put yourself in the path of this large muscular tail that comes swinging your way.
Let's say that I parry the blow, but I take damage.
Yeah, I mean you deflect it, but you still take the brunt of the force as a tip comes. You knock the tip away, but the body of the tail comes rolling through. Oh, that hit Light, not you. 1 second.
How much health does Light have?
Light has 169 hit points.
Oh, he has more health than I do.
Yeah. So it comes crashing into you, and you can feel it just bludgeon your side, and it's definitely it rattles you, it shakes you. All right, so it's got one more attack with its head attack. There, the spikes and the horns are protruding out of its head. Come at you, Deimos. That's with disadvantage.
Oh, gross.
So you're grappled around it and it just headbutts you. There you go. Alright, Elwyn, you're up.
Hey.
Did you give Light a turn? Does that mean my turn went?
Your turn. No, Light is acting of his own accord, so he has his own initiative.
Oh, I still have my turn.
You're after Elwyn. Let me
I
just...
never rolled initiative.
Yeah, should we
Yeah,
roll
Yeah,
initiative?
we didn't roll. That's why I'm asking.
just making it up right here since we just
Alright, just
kind of bundled
going down,
this.
okay.
Yeah, we're just going straight down the list.
Okay. Well, no magic. I'm gonna aim my crossbow at it and fire.
Okay.
Which I technically don't have my crossbow anymore, so I'm gonna have to delete it.
Like that.
Alright, your crossbow bolt hits it, and it just completely just deflects off of it harmlessly. Its carapace is extremely tense, and it's not like hard, but it's almost like Kevlar. The impact is absorbed in the scales. You can see the force just kind of ripple around to some of the scales around it, and it's completely just dissipates. The dwarf behind you on the wall shouts out and says, "That won't work! You have to hold it! Beat it down! That's the only way we've been able to deal with them! We cannot harm them!"
Oh, I might have something else. I'm gonna get my staff from the dragonkin off the sheath on my back and prepare for next turn.
Okay, Euphemia, you're up.
Oh, wait. Okay, so I get to heal, right? Since I'm singing my healing song, I get to heal at the start of my turn, right?
Yeah, it's your concentration, so when you took a hit, you have to roll me a concentration check.
Okay. So that's just
Constitution
a
saving
con
throw.
ability check.
Constitution
Okay.
saving throw. Okay, so you lost concentration on your spell, on your song.
Fuck. Then I'll start singing again.
Okay.
For my bonus action, for my third action, I guess. Am I close enough to hit him? Is like giving me a chance?
Yeah, you can lean over. You know, he slaps at you with his tail, so you can swing back with your sword.
Okay. So, yeah. Or you're gonna have to tell me if these hits because I have no idea.
That will miss.
Really?
That will miss as well.
Yay! Okay, I'm singing.
Okay. Deimos.
Theme song.
At the
now-
begin- so it's a what?
Deimos.
1d6 plus 1?
No. Oh, not. 1d4.
1d4 plus 1 healing at the beginning of your turn. So,
Does that work for Deimos
Basically,
too, or?
yeah,
That's
it's
everyone.
everyone on your friends. So you heal for 3 at the beginning of your turn. I'll do it. Alright.
Oh,
So Deimos,
sweet.
you're up.
Alright, Deimos, kind of wrap this around, is kind of shift over this guy's neck. Seeing it's kind of flexible, kind of try to punch it in its jugular.
Okay.
And then just to make sure, no magic, so I can't use my Divine Strike, right? But my regular fist stuff works.
Correct. All right. Its neck is thick with muscles, and as your fist bludgeons into it, you feel that it shudders, but the wounds are not very deep at all.
All right, and then as I kind of shift over to the area I punch, try to kind of pin it to the ground as I'm going to try to start strangling him.
Okay.
Ugh.
All right.
Oh, he's a slippery bastard.
All right.
Oh,
It's actually gonna wrest itself away from you just slightly. As you try to maneuver around it, you feel your grip on it slip. Right. So you're still holding on to it, but it's not really grappled anymore.
Okay, cool.
Okay. On his turn, Kieran is going to. He shouts out to a couple dwarves. He dashes over to this area, uses his full movement to climb up to the top of the wall, and he shouts at the dwarves around him. He points up to the Emeraldine. He says, "Get that off the tower now!" All right. And that's
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. Well,
What?
I just had a question about my gauntlet when you have a second.
All right, sure. That's his turn. He uses all his action there. Light is going to continue to grapple and to fight with this thing snarling and slashing. He goes in with a bite attack. But again, as Light is making contact with this creature,
Yeah, you hit.
yeah, he's hitting it. But the claw and the tooth, they are hitting the creature's scales.
Oh.
But it's
not magical.
rippling across it, and there's like his skin is like Kevlar. It just like deflects and dissipates the energy.
Is
Light
this
is kind
a
of
magical, like it's like, do we need to use silver weapons type of thing?
Well,
I need to make light silver cloths for things that you can wear.
okay. The creature is going to jump over the wall, Deimos. You can either choose to go along with it or let go of it.
I'm gonna attack him.
Okay. Light can go ahead and swing at him too. But it doesn't matter because Light
Oh,
can't.
my question.
Yes.
Oh wait, can I do that? Fuck, I don't remember. Since I absorbed my Leer into my gauntlet, does that mean I can cast the spells within Emeraldine? Since it's immune to Emeraldine?
Yes.
Oh.
From your Leer.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Deimos, so
The other
the
question.
thing jumps off the wall. Are you going to hang on to it, or are you going to let go?
I'm going to try to hang on to it.
All right.
I'm going to go cowboy.
It lands down on the ground. It's going to try to toss you off a couple of claw attacks in your direction. So here's... Oh, I got to do disadvantage. It's a hit. Oh, it hits you.
Oh, here's the attack for him
Okay.
jumping away from me.
That'll hit.
Actually, he doesn't have to roll disadvantage. I just realized because it's a magic thing.
That's right.
Cloak.
That's right. Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay, you're fine.
I just realized that.
Oh, I don't have him targeted.
That's fine. I'll do it.
Or is there target?
I'll take care of it. Your sword doesn't do damage either. Kind of like what Light's claws did. It just ripples across its skin, and you can see the scales just kind of flexing.
Even though it's silverish?
It's silver-ish. It's not a silvered weapon.
It's magic silver.
The magic is negated by this big freaking piece of emeraldine right next to you.
Fucking Emeraldine.
Okay, so he does that. He's gonna whip his tail around, and as he does, it just bashes in this dwarf right here. And the dwarf raises his shield to deflect it, but it kind of wraps around and cuts through his shield, and you can see it just crack his skull open. A bashing blow to the top of this dwarf's head here. And he's gonna likewise impale another dwarf in front of him with horns. Alright. Okay, Owen, you're up.
I'm gonna fly down, and I'm gonna take. Yeah, because Deimos is on it, so I can't use my special thing. Um,
Deimos gives you a thumbs up.
no, you don't want me to do that.
I know.
Yeah, you really don't want to do that.
No, I really don't. Angle it. Angle it.
You're hanging
just
onto his
gonna-
back. I mean,
Yeah, it's still, yeah.
I'm gonna try to smack it with my staff. I don't have a macro for that other one. Can I just use the staff of the magi thingy?
yeah, sure. You miss. Alright, Euphemia, you're up.
I'm gonna heal.
Okay.
Get to heal, right?
Yeah. I'll just roll it just for expedience for everyone. As long as you guys remind me. Okay, that's 4. So you
You me.
Okay, what else?
So, you like walls of fire? Deimos?
Deimos doesn't care, but Tempest comes down and tells you that we can't use magic. Wait, you have your gauntlets, don't you? Or something silly like that?
Yeah. So I'm gonna surround the creature in a wall of fire, of dark fire.
Okay. Alright. Okay, so... Kinda like that.
Well, I was gonna try to mold it as small as possible around the creature.
Around Elwyn and Deimos too?
Well, I can't keep Deimos out of it, right?
No, you can't.
But I can keep Elwyn out, right?
Elwyn just tried to smack it with his staff. He's really close to it.
Damn it, Elwyn! This is a bad idea.
You got, like, any other type of things? Like a...
Wall of wind. I only have like 3 attacks with this.
Oh. What's the other one?
Zone shape, something that I could.
You could
Mostly,
help Deimos grapple this thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could probably like stone a foot. That's about it.
That's still something.
It's 5 feet of stone that you can meld, right?
Yeah, around
Yeah.
its foot. Yeah.
Doesn't it take time? Yeah, like there's a casting time to stone shape.
It's an action.
Oh, no,
An
it's
action, yeah.
instantaneous. That's right. You can do it.
Earth.
Okay, I'll try that.
All right. Yeah. You gotta touch it though. It's within touch range.
No, then I can't do that.
Fly down here.
I can't. It's on his turn.
Oh.
You can hold it. You can ready an action. You can tell him to bring you close. And
Okay, I'll do that. I'll ready my action when I get the chance. Then I'll stone shape
the ground around him. Okay.
something around his foot to grapple. Help grapple.
Got it. Deimos, your turn.
Alright,
Heal.
Deimos is not very happy. He's gonna smack him in the back of the head, this guy, as I try to climb on top of him and choke him out again.
All right. All right. It's a good roll. Oh, so you're
You
hitting
get to
him?
heal, Deimos.
Yeah, hit him in the back of the head
Alright, I
with my
healed.
fist as I'm climbing myself up, and then I kind of like wrap my arms around his neck as I'm trying to restrain him as much as I
All
can.
right, here's a grapple. Okay, yeah, you do exactly that. You just punch him again, and you can feel him shudder underneath you. Then you just, on his back, you grab him around with the other arm. You're grappling him now.
Sweet.
Okay. Karen is going to rally these troops up here, and they start scaling the top of the tower, and they start prying away at this emeraldine. Karen is not strong enough to pick it up, but him and the other dwarves, they get some of their weapons underneath, and they start trying to break free at the footings. All right, Light is gonna charge in at this thing. You know, he's seen a worthy foe, and he charges in, and he says, "Such a creature is not worthy to walk this plane. Die, foul beast." How smart is Light?
Can I do
He's
my
pretty smart.
grapple thing first?
Yeah, he decides not to use his breath, obviously, because you guys are all really close to it. So he's just gonna come in. He's gonna claw and slash at it, but it's not taking any damage. Euphemia, you're up.
Okay, then. Well,
Yeah.
Oh, is this my reaction?
Yeah, the
On my
ground
thing?
molds around its feet, locking it, like just going up and grabbing onto him up to the hip as the stone just forms up around him and just locks him down to the ground.
And that's okay.
Okay.
It was my turn now.
All right. So he's enraged now. He's just snarling and slashing here. He is going to come at you with a tail, Elwyn. To hit. You make a strength saving throw. You are knocked prone.
Okay.
He just swats you out of the air, basically. Deimos, he's going to try to headbutt you.
Oh, dang. I will block it, actually.
You gonna block it? Okay.
Yeah, if I can.
Alright. Yeah. Okay. He's going to slash a claw out at Light.
I'm going to deflect it
Deflect it.
onto myself.
Alright, so 23 damage to you.
No, it missed me. Oh wait,
It's 24?
never
Yeah,
mind.
it's 24 to hit.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
Don't hurt my dragon.
Yeah, you will.
Alright, and then he's going to try to bite you, Deimos.
Yeah, I'm not trying to bite you
It's a
anymore.
miss.
Shut up.
Alright, Elwyn, you're up.
Let's try this again.
You gonna swing at it with your staff?
Yeah.
You should just
I can do
blast.
this.
You should shout and tell everyone to get away. Or something.
We could use some distance on him, then we could do some stuff.
Because of all the dwarfs around, I can't angle it without getting them.
What? You have what? Fire breath, and I have a fireball. We could burn this guy alive. But everyone's too close.
You
It's-
see Deimos see that you have your staff there, and after you showed him or told him at least what
Really?
your staff you think you can do now, he gives you a thumbs up and says, "Just wait a second."
Okay, I'll ready that action. As soon
Okay.
as I find a clear path to Dragon's Breath him without killing any innocent bystanders, I will do that.
Alright.
I'm gonna tell Light the same thing. Use your breath when, the right time comes.
Okay. Alright, so I assume you stand up, right, Elwyn?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, okay.
of course.
Alright, Euphemia, it's your turn. So you tell Light to breathe on him when
Kill me!
Do you want to move at all? Do you want Light to move?
I'll leave it up to him.
I would tell him
But-
to try to make some room for me to my stuff.
Oh, do you need? Okay. I'll tell him to fly above Elwyn.
Yeah, you see Deimos actually looking kind of afraid of what Elfwin's gonna do. So
Okay. So you tell Light
I'll
to do
tell-
that? Do you make and you
Yeah,
do
I'm telling him about the dragon's breath and have him add his own to Elwyn's.
Okay. Deimos, your
And
turn.
I'll save my fire wall for the same thing.
Okay.
When they do theirs, I'll do mine. So we're just gonna burn it into like one thing.
where that guy was gonna come bite him, Deimos is gonna crack him in the side of the head
Mm-hmm.
and kind of do a flick him off as I roll off of his body and book it like a bitch.
Alright, so move yourself. Okay. He's gonna swing at you with his tail as you run away.
Politely ask him no.
Alright. So you get away. Karen has managed by this point to topple the Emeraldine down to the ground. He's shouting out commands and that kind of stuff. This one on the left side, it's already on a cart and a horse, and it's being hauled away. Alright, there's another one that just come plummeting to the ground, and he shouts out to the dwarves to get rid of it. So, on their turn, these dwarves all go over to it, and they start loading it onto a cart. Alright. Deimos, you ran away. Kieran did his turn. Light, on his turn, he's going to fly up and around and come right alongside you, Elwyn.
Alright. Fire time?
Yeah, the path is clear. So the thing is kind of locked to the ground because of Euphemia's stone shape.
Yeah, I'm gonna angle it. That
Okay.
way I can burn it nice and crispy.
Okay. Alright, so it is immune to fire, but because of your spell, so you can go ahead and reroll your ones.
It's immune?
The dwarf next to you says, "Fire has no damage upon these beasties." 83 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 7,
That's
so an additional
mine,
7
too.
damage. 90. 45 damage to
45.
Elwyn.
Noise.
I take 25.
Let's see here.
So my firewall doesn't do anything?
Your firewall does no damage to it. It, however, fails against Light's cold breath, which it takes full damage from.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh, nice.
Go light.
As Light just sweeps by and says, "Feel the wrath of dragonkind!" And twin bursts of dragon's breath, fire and ice, hot and cold, just go scorching across this creature. You hear it convulsing in the middle of the flames, just unable to break free from the stone tomb that you guys have crafted for it. Okay, on its turn, it is going to attempt to rip its way out of the ground. It starts smashing at the ground, beating at the stone with its tail and with its head. It uses 3 of its attacks to rip away, and it charges forward with its motion and uses its last attack to take the head off this dwarf here.
Just for fun, can I swing at it with my staff?
Yeah.
Please get a critical trip.
Can I
Oh,
punch
that
it
was
with
a
my
not
gauntlet?
the opposite
you should have
critical.
specified.
Wrong kind of crit. Wrong kind of crit.
Can I punch it with my gauntlet?
Sure.
Would I roll?
Deimos is rubbing off on
Strength,
her.
unarmed attack, so strength plus proficiency plus your roll.
Okay, so
22
12
hit.
plus that.
Hit. So it's 1 plus your strength, so 7 damage.
Yay, 7 damage.
Okay, and that actually hits it. Your gauntlet sparks as it hits it, and you can see it flinch slightly as it charges forward here. All right. It runs. Let's see here. 30 foot. Okay, so it breaks free. It kills this guy, and then it curls its legs up underneath it, and it leaps far forward, like 50 feet in this direction. And a dwarf on the wall says, "That's why we call them leapers, those motherfuckers." Alright. That one, you're up.
If it goes far enough, we can use magic to kill it.
You
We just have
see
to chase it down.
Deimos, like, looking like he wants to go catch this guy, but he knows he might not be fast enough.
Where is the emeraldine around here?
Just this one on the right side, where the other dwarves are around, right there.
Okay.
That's the only piece.
I'm gonna move as far as I can to the left.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to cast a spell to see if I'm far enough. I'm gonna cast Disintegrate.
Okay.
Does it go off?
It's much inhibited in this area, so you're gonna have to roll a d20. Around where you are, it has a 75% chance to fail. So you need a 1 through a 5, or we can actually say a 16 through a 20. It has to be a 16 through a 20 to take effect. So roll a d20.
Okay. It failed.
I failed. Okay, yeah.
All right. That's my turn.
All right. Euphemia, you're up.
I'm gonna heal
Okay.
my spell. And I'm going to... I'm gonna tell, Light to fly up, but follow it
Okay.
as quickly as possible.
Alright.
And when I get the chance, when I know I'm out of range of the emerald beam, I'm gonna jump off light and attack it with my sword. Yeah. Or the Shadow Dancer.
Okay. Alright, Deimos, what are you doing?
Alright, Deimos knows he can't cast any spells, which he still doesn't understand because he's getting the power from the gods. But they're probably just testing him.
Oh,
So Deimos is
and
gonna run up his.
grab Deimos.
What?
Grab Deimos.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell Light to grab Deimos on the way.
Okay. So you run, Deimos?
Oh, wait, okay, yeah. Deimos is pretty much chasing after this guy, and I'm gonna pretty much sprint next to him with the rest of my movement.
Okay. Yeah, it takes
Pretty
all
much,
your...
I'm just hauling ass.
It takes everything to catch up to it. Alright. As it
Yep.
lands, you're charging up to it, and you almost caught it. Alright. At this point, these Karen drops down, and these dwarves start hauling this thing off in that direction. But you guys are rapidly moving south. Alright. So, Light flies over with you, Euphemia, and you start running in that direction. So, that's Light's turn. On its turn, it is going to continue with its full movement off in that direction. So now this has become... You guys are moving away from the wall. Elwyn, I'm going to assume that you're flying after it. Let's see here. Let's reset this. I can actually select multiple tokens. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, just shift.
Oh, I can't delete them all. Shit, there's no mass delete.
Yeah, that's like the one thing. Unless you,
Fuck it.
yeah, everything from the combat tracker.
Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. Alright. So the thing is running. It used a lot of its motion. So it ran, it took several large strides, and it leapt again another 50 feet south.
Dang it, he healed himself. It's a juggernaut. I want that.
That's not
It's gonna be
healed.
my new mount.
Shit, how'd it get healed? Oh,
You
when I...
choking?
That's no biggie.
Yeah, I got it. It was pretty wounded. You guys have definitely battered it down.
Well, honestly, if we get far enough and I jump down and use Shadow Dancer and I even hit it with like 4 moves without Emeraldine around, would I kill it?
Wait, does this thing...
Possibly.
It just looks crazed, right?
You don't see a whole lot of intelligence going on. It looks a little bit manic.
I was just saying we could move on.
Deimos yells at Euphemia. He says, "Let me try one thing before you slaughter it." As I try to hold it. Well, once we're out of range, if we can keep up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hold it, and once I get up to it, oh, actually, it might make this safe, but okay. Pretty much, I'm gonna try to grab it, paralyze it, run up to it, and then try to do a greater restoration to see if there was some like effect that was making it go crazy.
Okay. So, your paralyzed effect. What is that? Hold person.
It's a
Hold
hold
monster.
monster.
All right. So, what happens is, as it's running south, it's moving pretty fast. It's basically taking Light's full action and double action and dash to keep up with it. But you and Euphemia are holding onto Light. As Light gets near, he lets go of you, and you come down and you grab onto its back. You cast Hold Person, and the thing just falls down forward to the ground in a paralyzed heap. Wait.
Yeah, it's whatever hold monster.
Hold on.
So it's 5th level, I think.
It has no effect on it.
Oh, what?
It's a
Yeah.
person.
Hold monster doesn't?
Yeah,
It's a person.
Hold Monster would work on any creature, but for some reason, as you cast it, you see it reflect. You can tell your spell is having effect, but it just it is refracted across its scales, its scaly exterior, and it has no
gross.
effect. All right, so you have a bonus and a movement.
The bonus is I'm just gonna try to hold on to his tail and get dragged along to try to smack him with a greater restoration
You have
if
to
he
burn one
doesn't
of
run away.
your war priest or something like that to use your bonus action, right?
What was that?
You get to burn
War
one of your
priest.
Yeah,
war
I'll
priests.
burn a. Well, that's if that's okay. So
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. All right, so roll athletics. Okay.
Mainly just try to hold on to his tail.
All right, so you're grabbing onto his tail. All right, Euphemia. And Elwyn first. Elwyn, what are you doing? You're kind of far behind, unless you've been dashing to keep up.
Yeah, I would have.
Right.
I mean, not so I can be with them, but just so I can still have an action.
All right, on this turn, this is where you are.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Let's try this again. I'm gonna disintegrate, but this time 7th level, and I will spend 3 sorcery points to give him disadvantage on the saving throw.
Okay.
Just trying to take my kill. Bastard.
Deimos is trying to save it. You guys blow him up.
Alright.
Oh, you are? Would I have noticed that?
No. You probably wouldn't have. Deimos is literally this testing crap to see if it would work.
That's my empower. No, my heightened spell. I think.
Okay. All right, as you release the spell and it goes flying towards this creature, right? Again, you see its scales just react a certain way, right? And it uses its single legendary resistance to succeed the save.
That bastard.
Euphemia, you're up.
Okay, fine. I'm just gonna jump from Light's back, come straight down on it, and cast the Shadow Dancer.
Okay.
Level 9.
All right, you are far
I
enough
get
away.
8
Yeah,
attacks.
you're far
I
enough
want
away.
8 attacks.
Yeah, this is her 9th level spell. Go ahead.
I'm just going to... Okay, this is how we were doing it, right? I just attacked 8 times?
Yeah. Okay, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Okay. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna come straight down and then just go, like, land on its back and just start cutting off arm pieces, going for its head, cutting off its, like, ears, and just start chopping it up and go through the scales.
Yeah.
He's scaling the bastard.
Do any of you guys ever play Dota? Or Defense of the
Yep.
Ancients? Yeah. So you know Juggernaut? His ultimate
Mhm.
Omni Slash? That's kind of what Euphemia does. She comes down, but it's flashes of black shadow. She kind of like is appearing all around it, just slashing and hacking and cutting. And when the black smoke clears the air, this creature is lying on the ground, gashed open, just ripped apart, shredded on the ground. Parts of it still shuddering, parts of it still, most of its body is still held together. She didn't completely dismember it, but the wounds have been extremely
tried.
damaging, extremely fatal. Okay. You guys do anything real quick?
I am going to try to cast Raise Dead on it.
Oh my god.
You're trying to resurrect it?
Don't resurrect it. Don't you have to, like, talk
Yeah.
to dead or something?
Try to resurrect it and cure it. Mainly see,
Alright.
like, Deimos has never seen, like, these things before, really. And he wants to know if it's, like, a thing that's turning him evil-ish, or go crazy, or if they're really just big ol' bastards.
Okay. Go
Because he
ahead.
knows that if they're big ol' bastards, that Euphemia will just slice his head off, so
Alright, so
fail safe.
Alright, we're talking straight D20 roll. 10 or higher, you succeed.
Oh, nope.
All right, so you're trying to raise its life, but as you put your hands on it, its soul has long gone. It's dissipated in the air. And whatever spirit this creature had has fled and is actually.
Can I try to revivify it?
No.
The only reason I have multiple ones is because I know it's like a 50-50.
You're still gonna try to cast a second spell on it?
Yeah, can I try to cast Revivify? You can make it a really hard cast.
Yeah, this will be much harder.
I
So
can Try to cast Resurrection on it too, if you like. You think it'll work?
What are you guys doing versus thing?
It still doesn't work.
Oh,
16
Damos
or higher.
tried. Fair enough.
Yeah, as it is, but as you're dumping divine energy into it, its scaly exterior fades, just begins to shrink back into its body, and its large form just decompresses slightly, and it's letting off a lot of steam and a lot of heat. Your hands are actually burning slightly as you recoil away, like touching a hot stove kind of thing. And as the steam clears the air, you guys are looking down at the body of a ripped up, cut up body of a wood elf male, just lying there on the ground.
So maybe we can save these sons of bitches.
Let's try to capture them next time.
Well, I mean, as you saw, this divine energy stuff kind of helped him. Like, fix it. I mean, unfortunately, he was already dead, but we could try if we find another one.
Light kind of looks down at you and says, "Verily, these creatures are formidable. I have a bad feeling about this. We intend to face more?"
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
"I dislike this greatly."
You must grow stronger.
Okay.
As a silver dragon tree guy, you know that you gotta be the best. You don't want to lose to those gold dragons, right?
Hey, what do you have against gold dragons?
Nothing. Just saying he's gotta compete. You gotta shoot for number one.
They all voted for Donald Trump.
"Gold dragons are not best. Silver dragons are best."
Yes, so work at it. And you must grow stronger.
Okay.
No, I
Defeat
come
your
from
enemies
gold
and
dragons,
worship
right?
Tempest.
You do come from the gold dragon lineage, Owen, yeah. Alright. So by this time, Kieran catches up with you guys, and he looks down at the body, he says, "It's a nasty sight. The after effects of lycanthropy."
I asked him if he knows why or if the divine energy helped cure these guys, if it was like a normal type of lycanthropy.
He says, "I don't know anything about the divine," he says, "but upon death they tend to revert to their natural form.
Yeah.
It looks like this particular sorry son of a bitch got caught up in the wrong scheme. Look." He points to it, and it's a wood elf. It's and there's remnants of a sylvan uniform. This was a soldier, or at least a person who was loyal to the or at least at some point was loyal to the wood elf nation.
Do you think someone might have transformed him into this and used him like a mindless soldier? Maybe he wasn't wanting to be this form?
Have you ever seen this type of lycanthrope?
Kieran looks at it and says, "Once Elwyn, Deimos and Euphemia, we all have.
Ah, that son of a bitch.
It's not the same, obviously. This was a much weaker form, but you know of what I speak."
Remind me, because I
Big
don't
ass
remember.
demon lycanthrope, dude.
Yeah, but could he turn other people into lycanthropes and control them?
That is not an
Or wasn't he
ability
a wolf?
that I have ever heard of. No, he was definitely not a wolf.
What was he?
Don't they bite
you
people
don't know.
and then they're able to become lycanthropes?
Oh, you
Isn't
missed
it
the
like
whole
a
explanation.
disease?
You were gone, weren't you, Owen?
Yeah.
Kieran kind of explained it all. There's different
Oh.
kinds of lycanthropy. So there's the lycanthropes and there's the Therianthropes. Lycanthropes are humans that are afflicted by the lycanthrope syndrome. And it can be passed on in multiple different ways, sometimes through biting, but it's more like a curse. And and they begin to take on animal forms, and they can shift into hybrid form, or the most powerful ones can shift fully into the beast form. But then there are Therianthropes, who are actually animals, and it's much rarer, who are afflicted by the curse and gain a hybrid human form.
Oh.
And those are all, they're different races, but they're united kind of under the governing body, the governing structure of lycanthropy, and that's all overseen by the Lucera's Synod, which is the governing body. Right.
Yeah, but this is different, though.
This is different. This is different. Karen is like,
I guess my whole point was, could the demon have turned the nation into lycanthropes to make them like his personal army?
Karen says, well, we don't have much evidence so far, but if what we see before us is any indication, then this creature, this Inkamel, has power over lycanthropy that, unlike any I've ever seen before.
Well, there's just one thing we have to worry about. As long as we don't kill any mothers, take their souls.
What?
Karen looks at you and says, what kind of monster would ever do anything like that?
Some evil cat-loving bastard that has no soul
First
himself.
off, you guys don't know what happened.
What are you talking about, Deimos? Did you have personal information about the
Yes,
subject that we're talking
Deimos
about?
does know stuff as he walks away. He's gonna go start digging a hole and stick his head in it.
I tell you, Karen's like, I'm telling you, there's some evil motherfuckers in this world.
Yeah, evil motherfuckers. As he starts, Deimos doesn't start crying, but he tears up a little bit.
Okay. So, Karen says, there may be some who know more about lycanthropy and can give us more information about this.
Like Deimos' cat friend and the whole group that we're supposedly going to go find?
That would be the obvious destination. Go to the Lycanthrope governing body to find out more about lycanthropy.
And a quest, we're away.
Okay.
Do we know where that
Deimos, get
is?
your head out of the hole.
Karen says, I don't. But Silas does.
Who's that again?
Ninja. The ninja, remember like a few sessions ago?
Oh yeah.
The ninja, blood hunter?
Yeah.
That Deimos sends off to track down Captain Fluffy Paws.
Oh, where'd he go?
Karen says, we've been following his trail this whole time.
Oh.
I've been silently tracking him.
I thought we were just going in random directions here.
Karen looks at you and he cracks a chuckle and he says, Euphemia, you know me better than that. I don't head anywhere randomly. I always have a purpose. Silas...
Just forget to tell us when you do things in those random directions.
Details.
Yeah.
Silas crossed this border a number of days ago. His trail has become more and more fresh as we've been traveling. I imagine that we'll be able to come across him soon. Okay.
No way you can instantly contact him. Tell him we're coming.
When we get closer, I should be able to, but my abilities to reach out to him are limited by distance. I have to be fairly close.
You should try scrying him, Elwin, when we get the chance.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Of course, if I know Silas and I know him well, once he's found his target and has connected with it and knows of its location, he'll be attempting to reach out to me.
We just have to keep on moving in that direction for now.
That has been the plan, but you, of course, are welcome to do whatever you wish.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So, you guys start heading back towards the wall, and you're greeted by Tarek here, accompanied by a couple dozen other dwarves who are following behind. And he says, "Did you get the beastie? Where is he? I'll take my hammer to him."
It's dead.
No. You killed it? And you hear some of the other
That's what we're
dwarves kind of
supposed to
mumble
do.
around. And they're like, I'll be fucked. None of us has managed to kill one before.
Wait, you saying you let more of those past your wall?
Fucking course not. I've had hundreds of dwarves die. Valiantly. Tracking them. Capturing them. We've been putting them in this massive cage that we've built. The only thing we can do is what we can manage to do is to hold them.
Massive cage with tons of those?
We have not managed a way to kill them all.
So we
Oh,
might
well,
have
ice
our interrogation victims after all.
victims. You
And you have
bastard.
to understand, the assaults have been scattered and far and few between. At this particular location we have 18, maybe 19 of them. And likewise numbers further along the wall. But this has been no massive assault. This has been a smattering of them.
Hmm.
Okay?
I think we
What
should
other
just
type
go
of
forward.
creatures have been attacking you? Is it just these?
He says, only these. Leapers, we call them.
Okay.
They fucking leap pretty high, you know?
Yeah, I saw. And do they attack in groups or usually alone?
We see them one by one. Come charging out of the woods like crazed fucking maniacs.
Okay. Well, at least that's a good thing.
Yeah. Normally, we've managed to net them, or tackle them, or cage them in, and then put them in chains and bonds and then throw them in the fucking cage. But at heavy loss of life, of course.
Yeah.
So we know magic will probably kill them. Or silver weapons. We have silver weapons. Do you have any of those?
Silver. And they look around and he says, of course we got fucking silver. Why would that help this?
Silver pills. Like that.
What, you think this is a fucking werewolf?
Yeah.
Look at this thing. Oh, he looks down, he's like, oh,
What
be
is it?
fucked. He says, it's an elf. I always knew you bastards. And he looks at you, he glares at you, Owen.
I'm like, hey, I helped kill it.
Your people be doing this to me?
There has to be a reason. Your people were doing something that they weren't supposed to. They were being betrayed and misled by a demon. It could be happening to my people as well.
Argument for another time.
Fair enough. Come, let's take this corpse and throw him in with the rest of the beasties. I don't trust it.
Well, better get some silver, and I bet you'll have a lot better time fighting these things.
I doubt it, but we'll try. We'll try any fucking thing. Alright. So, the rest of the dwarves come in, they pick up the body, and they start leading you back towards their encampment.
Actually, I'm gonna take one of my silver daggers and throw it when we go to the cage, and just throw it at one of these creatures, see if it does damage.
Okay. You get to the cage, and you see, it's like he said, it's a fairly large cage, about, 30 by 30. And you see about 18 or 19 of these things, all similar looking, slightly different size, slightly different variation, but all definitely of the same type. There's skinnier ones, there's larger ones, that kind of stuff.
Are they chained in?
Yeah, they're inside the cage, but they're also bound by heavy shackles around the arms, around the legs, around the neck, that kind of stuff, and they're chained down to the ground. They're ripping and they're tearing at them. But if there's anything the dwarves are good at, it's crafting steel and stonework. So these bonds are solid.
I'm gonna ask the dwarves to pull one of the hands out so I can just take a good stab at it.
Tarek says, "Yes, we'll try to get you close, but I warn you, Each one of these took along with him a score of my fucking best warriors. Yes. We'll not be unshackling them. We'll get you close and we'll try to hold it.
Definitely don't.
Alright, boys.
Deimos, you want to try to restoration one of them? See if that helps at all?
Deimos is definitely gonna try the restoration some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, you do that, and I'll make sure Silver works on these.
And I will cast Dispel Magic at level 8 at one of them, see if that does... At another one, you know, a different one than the one Deimos is doing and the one that Amy is doing.
Okay. Alright, so let's go with the spell magic first. So there's no... All the Emeraldine has been removed from this area. Alright, so there's no Emeraldine in the area. You go up to it and you cast the spell magic. This thing is just locking eyes with you, just like this frothing mouth and just powerful flexing muscles, just straining against these massive shackles and chains. You cast the spell magic on it, and as the spell clears, it has no effect.
That is just a long shot.
Okay. Alright, Euphemia, you go up to one of the creatures and you some of the dwarves come charging in, some of the larger ones, and they just wrap it up and they just all dog pile on top of it. You know, like eight hefty dwarves just grab onto it and are holding it along with its chains and stuff. And Tarek says, "No! Fucking stop it! Go!"
I just pull out one of my silver daggers and my frost dagger, and I try the silver dagger first.
Silver dagger hits it, and as it makes contact with its scaly, again this rippled scaly skin, it's unlike anything you've seen before. It's not like an actual reptile. It's inlaid, almost like overlapping plates of armor, but it's interwoven so tightly and it's so flexible that it manages to completely negate physical attacks. And this is no different. Your silver dagger just glances off of it completely.
Then I'll try the ice dagger.
As you approach it with the ice dagger, the dagger makes contact with its skin, and the creature roars and screams as you're able to, with great force, shove it in between some of the scales and press it into the flesh of this monster. Some of its blood, its life fluid, you see crystallizing and freezing inside its arm.
I guess... I don't know how big, maybe a silver battle axe would be better, but this dagger is not working. You'll need real magic, I guess.
Tarek says, "Well, shit. We done got...
You don't have a silver battle axe on hand, do you?
Fucking got rid of all our magic." Tarek's like, "Might have been a strategically poor decision on behalf of the superiors."
Do I have a silver? Or?
I tell him in the meantime, just try to start praying and worshiping Tempest. He can sometimes grant you some cool supernatural powers, which will help you.
Tarek leans to you and says, "Tempest, heard he was a pussy."
Oh, whoa. Wait 1 second. Deimos is going to roll to see if he can restrain himself. And he picks up the dwarf. And you see him just kind of twitching. Like, Deimos looks like he kind of lost his mind. He's just like, you fucked up. You just gosh damn fucked up, sir.
Yes, so the 8 dwarves that are restraining this leaper jump off him and they start piling onto you. They start holding you down.
I'm gonna cast that super Deimos spell and I'm gonna start trying to pick him up, throw him, and ripping him off.
So all these guys start dogpiling on top of you, and the dwarves start shouting, and they throw the cages open, and then you see another 10 like really beefy dwarves start charging in to grab onto you also.
Okay, as that's going on,
I'm gonna divine intervention to get. Oh no! Gosh damn it! That wasn't the percent.
Yeah, I say that's not a percentage die.
There's a percent. Yeah.
So what are you doing? You just use your divine intervention.
Deimos, oh God.
Okay. What are you trying? Okay, so All right. As the dwarves come charging in, right? You're inside this large iron and steel cage, right? And as the dwarves come charging in, so there's already 8 grabbing onto you, like just holding you. You're gone Super Saiyan, but there's like 8 of them, burly dwarves, and they're all just starting to dogpile, and like 10 more come charging in. And Tarek is saying, Tarek is like, yeah, shouting and screaming, but it's all kind of lost in it. All these leapers around you are snarling and they're frothing and they're straining as hard as they can. It's absolute pandemonium inside this cage, right? You piece of shit. You use this divine intervention at the most random times. I swear.
I swear, 100% luck.
I know, he succeeds so often. I'm like, what the hell? Okay. And then all of a sudden, there's like a lightning bolt that descends through the top of the cage, tearing and shredding the steel cage, like on the top. The surface of the steel cage, just like ripping it open. And there's this big plume of energy as it impacts you, and dwarves fly everywhere. And you stand up, and above you, like superseded over you, about 15 feet tall, is the image of Tempest. And just mimicking it's like just standing over you as you stand up, and he's basically like ethereally placed over your form, right? And he says, and Tempest just stands there and says, "Oh, the smell of battle." He says.
All right, Tempest, I guess, would look down and see Deimos kind of twitching, and just really mad, and just saying, point out that one guy who called Tempest a pussy, and say it's because of him, because Deimos is not very happy right now, and also, I don't like those lizard things.
Tarek is standing up there and says, and he stands up and says, he's obviously shaken in the presence of a god, right? And he says, "We fear Modron in this country. He says, God of War, we have no beef with you." Tempest,
I tell him, you're not supposed to fear the gods. You're supposed to embrace their power. Join them.
Tempest raises his right hand, and in it is this massive divine longsword, right? And he says, "In war, we do not." Wait a second. He says, "In war, one's first." Let's see, how am I to say this? Okay, he says, "In war, there are no second chances. We live or we die by our most basic instincts." He raises his hand and he says, "As you have called, Deimos, so be it." And he smashes his sword into the ground, and there's a shockwave of like red and fire and divine light, and just swirls out in a sphere all around you. A jagged, ever quickly outward spiraling blaze of divine energy. Everyone just like, your eyes are flooded with light, and everyone just closes their eyes and blinks, and as the light disappears and fades away, the god Tempest is no longer in the area. I guess there's no way to unshare this picture. Tempest has disappeared. You look around and you see that every one of these leapers is dead on the ground, just like completely just just sliced in half, right? And so is the dwarf Tarek.
Oh, God.
How do you feel about that, Deimos?
He was a mother, you know.
He was a what?
He was a mother.
He was a mother?
Fucker.
Yeah, motherfucker. You gosh damn bastard. Yeah, son of a whore. Yeah, gosh, oh, I'm sure, actually, Deimos takes back the last thing he says, but he says,
and there's like pictures.
mother did not raise him right.
A son, a daughter, and like 15 other offspring inside of it.
Yep.
You're gonna have to go and tell them that you killed their father.
Yeah. Deimos is totally nodding his head. He's still kind of ticked off of what that guy said about Tempest.
You killed someone's mother, you bastard.
So
Yeah.
the other dwarves around you, they just got blasted off. They like kind of stand up and they just kind of like they're shocked.
The dwarf.
They're looking around. They're like, holy fuck.
All right, I walk back to that dwarf that got cut in half, and I say, well, if it is the will of Tempest, we'll see if we'll give you another chance, but I highly doubt it, because Deimos doesn't like rolling high average dice as I cast Greater Restoration. He leaves it to the gods.
Well, Greater Restoration doesn't heal.
Oh, not Greater Restoration. The Raise Dead.
Euphemia did it first.
I'm
Euphemia, go ahead.
Raise Dead.
So Euphemia, go ahead and roll me.
5.
Yeah. So this is a straight DC 20, straight D20, 10 or higher. It succeeds. Okay. You feel the okay. As you're standing in the aftermath, Deimos, spouting off whatever it was you were spouting off about son of a whore and everything, Euphemia just rushes over to the body of Tarek, and she places her hands. What?
Slightly walks. Dwarf.
Wait, what'd you say?
I'm saying I slightly walk because it's dwarf. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. Well, you head over to the body before Deimos can get there, and you place your hands and you whisper a prayer, and for the first time, you feel the comforting embrace of Elistray, just kind of like flowing through you, and you hear a whisper in your ears, as her presence fills your mind and says, "Daughter, I have heard you, and I am with you." Her energy flows through your hands. Your gauntlet just shines in the I guess it's almost evening light, and this dwarf his body is knit back together, and the massive wound that had split him open repairs itself and pulls itself in, and his heart begins to beat again, and the breath re-enters his lungs. And he coughs, and he says, "Oh, I just saw the other side." He looks up. He says, "Fair lady, I thank you. I thank you for what you've done.
Tempest is an asshole.
I don't know who you are. Well, I've heard rumors. But I know the presence and the touch of the gods, and I see it in both of you," he says. "You'll have no quarrel with me. Men, stand down." He looks at you all and says, "We are at your disposal."
Fortunately, someone ruined all of the test subjects. So I guess we're gonna have to move on.
Where are you going? You plan to head north of the wall? I hope you have a plan.
That's the
We
plan.
were going to, but someone killed all the plan makers.
Deimos isn't even mad about it.
At that point, Karen.
Did you even try the restoration on him?
I was about to, and then that guy called Tempest a pussy, and then
Yeah,
Deimos
I got
kind of
that far.
just got mad.
Plus, I was still testing silver, so yeah, that ended too.
Karen kind of
I'm
walks
gonna
in.
hand the dwarf.
Deimos figured out that a god
magic
can kill these
longsword.
guys.
You're
We know
handing him a
they
what?
can. We
Silver
know they
one.
can die. I was just wondering to see if they were like cursed and they could be restored, so we wouldn't have
Yeah.
to kill.
I mean, Deimos does want to know, but we just took out 19 of them.
I'm gonna hand a +1 longsword to
Okay.
the dwarf. Use
Okay.
this if you capture any more and you want to get rid of them. Use this.
Aye. He takes the sword away from you graciously. Karen kind of comes up
Take
to
that
you
out of my.
and says, "Well, I hate to break up the party." He looks around at all the corpses and says, he says, "But Silas is here." Okay?
Is that you?
Then-
And
What'd he say?
no, that's where we'll end it.
Yeah.
That's where we'll call it for tonight.
Thanks for running it.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
So you guys have found out some clues about what's going on. And
Yeah.
and Deimos called in Tempest.
Does his alignment change? You know, he just
Deimos has
murdered
always
a lot
been
of
neutral
innocent people.
chaotic. He's usually good, but he has
Yeah, but
minor
now you're
ticks
kind
which
of
make him go
evil,
crazy.
chaotic, you know, the thing.
That wasn't
Killing
Deimos though. That
people?
was his god.
Yeah.
Deimos called down his god on the
Yeah,
dwarf,
see,
and
Deimos
the dwarf
is
got
normally a
cut in half.
halfway decent person, but then every now and then he kind of goes Hulk mode.
All right. Good times, guys.
Yep. Are we gonna keep it Mondays from now on?
Yeah, I can't.
If anyone else
Yeah.
can't do
remembers.
Wednesdays. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
So,
Yeah.
Once your competition starts, and if you guys do start filming, if you could send me those links, that'd be awesome.
yeah.
'Cause that seems pretty damn sweet.
Cool. Yeah. By this time next week, they should be a bunch of them online.
All right, awesome.
I'll link them to you. Yeah. Kevin. Feldorn said he'd be here next week, and I'll try to get in touch with Kildrak, and we should be okay. And I let.
And Ashok, the never showing.
Yeah, I'll try to figure out what's going on with Ashok. But. All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Yep, all right, I'll see you guys. Thank you so much.
See you next week.